There you go.
Testing, testing, testing.
Testing, testing, testing.
Oh, here we go. There we go. We're good. We're good to go.
we
Jesus
in here.
Christ. Oh, okay. I need nothing else to go awry. Let me double check to make sure this chat is doing what it's supposed to do.
Oh yeah, handy business.
Yeah. Wait, is it doing what it's supposed to do? It's doing what it's supposed to do. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see.
Oh shit.
Oh man, what is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Captain's Lounge. I am your neighborhood friendly Captain Diesel, and I am joined with a very good friend. You've been on the show at this point. You've been on a couple times now. At this point, so I mean, you're still you're always a special guest, but you're recurring at this point. My guy,
I'm here.
My guy Ernie, Boy Without Fear. How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm good. I'm good, dude. Man, I'm rested. Got a little nap. Feeling great.
Yeah, it is still Saturday, right? I don't know why it feels like a Sunday already.
I mean, for me, man, weeks are weird. Like it doesn't. Saturday doesn't feel like Saturday until I'm done with my Blur Cave stream. Like after that, then it is Saturday. Like,
which is dope, by the way. I think I was there for maybe like halfway before I left to go eat food, and then
Yeah, I saw you up in there.
What happened. Yeah, man. And we'll get into this one thing. I think y'all talk. No, it was during the not the Blur Cave. What's the one you do with Left Face? I'm blanking on.
Oh, Nerd the Culture. Yeah.
There's a topic there I wanted to touch base with you with. I thought was really interesting, but we'll save that for after all the fun stuff here we have to talk about. Y'all know what we're here for. Y'all know what we're here for. Y'all know what we're here to do. We are here to speak on Superman. I watched this movie Thursday night. Shout out to Regal Theater because they got your boy. I feel like early because I feel like the movie dropped like everywhere. That Friday on the 11th?
Yeah. So Thursday, like early screenings on. Well, so they had like public early screens on Thursday, like everywhere Friday, and then I got to see it the Tuesday prior because of the Amazon Prime thing.
Oh yeah,
I guess. Yeah. That was strictly because of Jeff Bezos.
Man, he did something good for once. Oh my god.
I mean, look, I normally hate billionaires, but this is like the one time that I was like, he aight. This one time he had your boy. So yeah. If only Marvel gave Amazon Prime early screenings, I mean,
they don't have the confidence in their films like that yet.
Right? Like I was like, damn, man, that's crazy.
Jesus Christ. But y'all, to jump directly into it, first and foremost, Ernie, what were your general thoughts and sentiments before we get down into little bits and pieces of the film? What were your overall thoughts? I know you kind of spoke on it earlier today. Well, no, you spoke about it yesterday. I think was the
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, I talked about it Thursday. But I mean, I like I said, I'm always happy to say it. I really enjoyed the movie a lot. It was like I say, I had my little like personal gripes with it, but none of it was stuff that I was like, oh man, this makes this movie suck now because it did this one thing that I'm not a fan of. Like it was like little stuff. Like I'm not a fan of the text opening.
I saw you talk about that.
Yeah,
the Star Wars.
Like that shit. For me, it only works for Star Wars and only because they do it all the time. So it's kind of like one of those, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to ding every Star Wars movie because it does the thing you don't like?
Right.
I'm probably one of the only people on this earth that does not like the whole opening crawl thing with Star Wars. I'm like, man, just start the movie. Just
I don't know. I'm conflicted on it as a Star Wars fan. I feel like it's one of those things because they did it, like it's so attached to the franchise. I'm like, it's kind of whatever to me at this point. When it comes to this film, though, I didn't really think too much of it. It was cool with me once I saw they were like doing the whole scheme with it. And again, for everybody watching this, in case you didn't see the title of the stream or the video, there will be spoilers in this. So if you're here and don't want it spoiled, go watch the movie and come back, or go watch the spoiler-free version I did like a day or two ago once I saw it. But today we're getting into spoilers. But that being said, with the whole concept of the 300, the 30, the 3, I thought was cool. well, maybe not cool. I understood what they were trying to do there. Um, I feel like when people try to be a little, let's say, pretentious with their filmmaking, is when I see that a
Mm,
lot. It's like it has this like aura of like, oh, I'm making a masterpiece or a blockbuster, so I need to have my opening title crawl. But
yeah, it was fine. It like I think the only reason it didn't piss me off or like make me like all like fuck this movie, it was because it was played for laughs. Like that. This is
mm,
like probably like it's. I still don't like it, but it was like okay. I was like it ran. I think it was because it ran a little too long. It was the joke that kept joking, and it was like okay. I mean, this is funny, but I was like, can we just get to the movie? I just want to get to the movie. I'm ready to see Superman. These jokes are hilarious, but this ain't what I came here for.
right. Um, for me to get directly into it, I think something that I saw a lot of because I found it very interesting to look at like both sides of the spectrum in regards to people that loved it and what they thought and people that hated it what they thought and like critiques. One of the bigger criticisms I saw were people talking about how Superman got beat up so much in this film. Like my Superman
Mm,
isn't he's unbeatable. I thought it was so dope that we start the film off with him getting his shit rocked.
yeah.
With a character, and I think that's what I'm looking at for me and people that if you're not familiar with my thoughts on Superman or a couple characters, for a long time with me, I had a big three hate list:
Mm,
Superman, Captain America, and fucking Cyclops. It still fucks Cyclops to this day. But Superman's he may slide off that list, but for me,
mm,
my biggest issues with Superman were the whole aspect and most things I saw at least in most things I saw, I felt like it was really difficult to write him being in turmoil because he's this godly being that damn near never is like he feels like he should never lose with the way they write him sometimes. And I feel like him not having any kind of like turmoil that isn't Lois Lane being in danger always irritated the hell out of me.
mm.
Now, when you read stuff like All Star Superman or maybe like Doomsday or certain instances where he may die, cool. But I think part of the reasons I love this Superman so much is because we saw that he had something to overcome. And I think that's the at bare minimum when you're writing some kind of a protagonist, they need to have something to overcome. And with him, obviously he had a lot of the public perception stuff, and that's something we can get into in a
Mhm.
little bit. But first and foremost, he had somebody that he couldn't beat initially, and it made sense. And it didn't. They didn't feel like they pulled it out of their ass as to why they could
Right.
beat him because it's him. Like nigga, I can't beat myself up.
Yeah.
Myself at a scouting report. Um, but I wanted the thing I found really interesting though was not only did he have issues struggling with fighting his I'm gonna call him Bizarro. I feel like it's gonna be Bizarro at some point. That's just what I'm designating him as.
Yeah, like it was Bizarro in so much that like he couldn't talk. Like
Mhm.
normally Bizarro can talk, he just doesn't talk normal. But
Right,
like he
right.
was a little too cute to be Bizarro. Like normally Bizarro looks kind of fugly, which is why I didn't like the idea of people trying to like shoehorn in that he was Bizarro. Like that was a little weird.
I feel like it's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's like we saw him get pulled into a black hole in this like ripple.
Mm.
I feel like we're gonna see him again in like some future movie or show, and then he's gonna be all grotesque. And I think that's what's gonna happen. Personally, that's my prediction for it. But
Yeah.
until then, we'll just call him Ultraman. I feel weird calling him Ultraman because in my head he doesn't seem like the Ultraman that I know in my mind. So it's like, what do I call this nigga?
The so like the general running theme on this movie, and I think everybody said it. I even said it to some extent or another. Is that I was like, okay, well they're calling him Ultraman, but like I'm pretty sure it's somebody else under the mask. Because I was like, for one, if it's Ultraman, okay, there's no way on earth Ultraman is taking orders from Lex Luthor. Like
Right,
there's no
right.
universe. There's not a universe ever in life where Superman is or not Superman, but Ultraman is bowing down and doing bitch work for for Lex
Lex
Luthor
Luthor.
of
Right.
all people. Um and I know, like I said, a lot of people were saying, Bizarro, but for me, I was like, I think it would be more interesting if it was someone else. Like me personally, I was hoping for Apollo. I was hoping it would be like Apollo.
Mm,
They were going for the authority angle, and I was like, well, you already got the engineer right there. So I was like, Apollo would make the most sense. Like if you had like a mind controlled Apollo, I was like, cool. But that obviously was not the case. But yeah, there was a lot of going theories about who it could have been, and I think like I said, Bizarro and all that other shit. I was actually more interested in him getting his cheeks clapped by the engineer. I thought that was actually funnier.
Yeah. Again, that's another thing. I'm like, okay, how does he struggle in any of these fights? Because it seems like people that were introduced, I'm like, okay, he should. Outside of Metamorpho, when outside Menace, I'm okay, like that's somebody he could struggle against. How the fuck is he dealing with the engineer? And the fact that he used the nanobots. Oh my god, I can't speak English today. To like suffocate him out. I'm like, okay, this is some creative writing here, to make it make sense to where he has something to struggle against.
Right.
And when the thing I want to get into too is just the general performance of David Cornsweet, because I think that was another big controversy, was the whole people not letting go of Snyder and Cavill. Because Jesus Christ, the moment we saw David's face like a couple years ago, niggas are like, that nigga little, that nigga, he ain't my Superman. I'm like, all right, bro. I wanted to say this, and I wanted to say this for my public, and you can give your thoughts on this too. I'm making this hot take now. This is the Superman, period, for me. Now, I'm a little younger. I watched Christopher Reeve's Superman. Obviously, I'm not going to be as impressed because I wasn't a child when that came out, so it wasn't the new flashy toy. But Christopher Reeves didn't have as much charisma as I feel like David Cornsweet has in his performance.
I'm gonna tell you why. They wanted Chris. Okay, the reason why I think Christopher Reeve's Superman resonates with so many people is because the way he was directed was basically, don't be too much of any one thing. Like, not to say to be like completely like empty and devoid of anything, but like he was enough of a blank slate as both Clark Kent and Superman that the audience, it's a lot easier for them to put themselves onto him and see themselves as the protagonist, which is great. But I think Christopher Reeve is why some people don't like
Superman,
like they don't like Superman in general because they think, oh yeah, he's kind of riskless. I mean, he smiles and he does crack some like one-liners every now and again, but he's kind of boring. He's kind of milquetoast. And I agree with you. Like, for me, so this is the way I look at it, and people could be mad at me if they want. I don't care. I grew up with Christopher Reeve Superman. I love Christopher Reeve Superman. However, I think not only has Christopher Reeve, I think in my eyes, been surpassed as Superman, I don't think this is the first time. Because I was the guy who was flying the flag for Tyler Hoechlin on the CW and like Superman and Lois. Because like, dude, I was like, dude, this is like one of the better Superman that we have.
I keep hearing good things about that series.
Like, honestly, the performance that Tyler Hoechlin gives to me is not that much different than what David Cornsweet was doing. So that's why, like, I was telling people, because like I think when I gave my review for it, I said that, I was like, oh yeah, I think this is Superman now. I think this is the guy. I said this is the best and most comic accurate Superman we've ever had committed to film. And people were like, well, what about Tyler Hoechlin? I was like, I didn't say TV. I said film. I said film. But I think Christopher Reeve is a great Superman, but I think David Cornsweet is a more accurate Superman.
I will say this. Maybe this shows like the age gap we have, but for me, growing up, my favorite on-screen Superman was I'm blanking on his name, but the Smallville Superman, like from the CW series.
Oh yeah, I know you're
that was that was it for me.
Yeah, I didn't rock with Smallville like that. So like I don't have the nostalgia for it that a lot of other people do. Like, it was just one of them shows, like if it was on, I would watch it, but I never like went out of my way to watch it.
I think because I was watching, because at that point when I was watching it, it was getting all the replays on TV like all day, every day throughout the summer. So I would be up early as fuck getting ready for school to watch that show. And I think part of the reason I love that Superman is part of the reason I love this Superman, because I saw the human factor in him. Like, yes, you are you have godlike abilities, but at the end of the day, niggas calling you mean names, like, you gonna feel some type of way. Like, you call me a bitch, I'm like, damn, me?
I was like, oh shit,
bitch.
I was like, wait, what'd I do?
So like,
why you calling me for shit?
Literally, that was so fucking funny to me, and the way they went about showing what that was with the monkeys, I was like, this is perfect.
That was great.
This is James Gunn reliving some trauma there. This is
Oh yeah, no, I was here for it. I was 100% here for it.
but that's my biggest. That's the biggest reason why I love this Superman so much is the human factor, and I think that's maybe where some of the Snyder stuff kind of irritated me. I feel like they lean more into the God aspect of him and like the meta-human versus the guy that grew up in the country in Kansas that moved to a major city that knew nobody and has to deal with the whole dichotomy of like, okay, how do I go about meeting people and being the person that sees the best in people when we're in a world where not everybody's going to be a good person. How do I deal with that dichotomy? And I think this is one of those movies where I'm like, okay, this is Superman to me. Like, despite all the fucked up shit, I'm still going to lean on my foundation. Which, getting into another thing, Mom, Pop, Kent. Now,
Okay.
I want to ask you because I think Leatherface he didn't really care too much in regards to the Pa and Ma Kent stuff.
No.
How important do you feel like those two characters are in regards to the overall Superman mock-up as him as a character?
I mean, I think they're important. You want to know where he comes from, and I feel like it was the one thing, like one of the major things about the DCE I did not like about Superman was the Ma Kent fine, but but Pa Kent, I was like, this ain't it. I was like, he ain't the one. I was like, ain't no way I'm Pa Kent. And I'm telling nah, you come save me. You come save me, guy. Like, sitting up here talking about some. No. The only hand I'd have put out, I'd have been like, no, bring your ass here.
What's crazy? It took like another 10 seconds for that tornado to get to him after he did this shit. I'm like, and again, as somebody that liked Smallville Superman growing up, you tell me this nigga can't move fast enough to grab you and get back without anybody registering what the fuck happened with the tornado coming at him? I watched Smallville Superman fucking flash dash across the world and nobody see this nigga in just a fucking jacket. And this, I don't know, bro. I don't understand that whole thing.
Look, it wasn't gangster. I'll put it like that. It wasn't gangster to me. I wasn't. I personally was not a fan. I was not a fan of that. So when I saw Ma and Pa Kent in this one, I dug it. But I will say, I'm glad that they had the amount of screen time that they had, and I'm glad that they didn't actually have more. Because I'm one of those people, when it comes to comic book movies, I'm the guy who doesn't need to see Uncle Ben get shot. I'm the guy that doesn't need to see Martha Wayne's pearls hit the pavement. I'm the guy who doesn't even need to see Krypton blow, which, to be fair, I got exactly what I wanted. We do not see Krypton blow up. So at the same time, I also don't need to see Superman's childhood. Like, if they wanted, and I knew they weren't doing this, but I remember early on when the shot where they were showing Superman hugging Pa Kent and he was all teary. I'm not gonna lie. The trailer. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, man, is Ma Kent already gone? I was like, damn, that's crazy. That was my reaction, because I was like, because personally, I don't care. Now, I do think it's important that we see him have those interactions. But yeah, if they would have just completely said, yeah, Ma and Pa Kent gone, they'd have been up out of here, man. They passed. I would have been okay with that. I would have been okay with that, but I was glad they were in there. And like Elite said, they were country. They were as country as chicken coops. But I actually thought that was cool because I don't really feel like any of the previous versions of them were all that country. They were Hollywood country.
Right.
They were Hollywood country. They weren't like I've seen Ma and Pa Kent at the feed store, here in town. I've seen them. I was like, nah, man, no, they ain't Ma and Pa Kent. I didn't seen your ass. No. I saw you at the feed store just last week getting chicken feed, and you was mad because they didn't have the right weight of chicken feed that you need. You wanted the 60-pound. They only had the 50-pound, and you was in there
Tractor
mad.
Supply.
Right, yeah, you was a Tractor Supply acting a goddamn fool.
I don't know. With them, I'm glad they tried to make him a little more country, but I feel like I acknowledge you. I'm like, these motherfuckers, I got to do more research to see. But it felt like people that are from the city trying to act like what country people are. Like, the accents felt overly thick. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I've met some country motherfuckers in my life, but I feel like not too many of them are this country sounding. Like, this thing.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what it was. I'm gonna tell you what now, the reason why I'm gonna let it slide is because like here in Tennessee, like if you're in Memphis, people like them, they are not common. You might see them, but like they exist, but they're not like, yeah, like kind of like you said, like maybe like a handful of people. But like now, if I were to drive like 2 or 3 hours outside of town,
Yeah, deep out there. Yeah.
oh, which to be fair, that's kind of what Smallville's supposed to be anyway. Kind of
Yeah,
like
fair
kind of
enough.
podunk ass. So like I'm willing to, but I do feel where you're coming from. Like I do feel that like, well, I don't think that like that the performance was wrong. I could tell they were turning it up a little bit. Like they were
Yeah.
like it's kind of like when British people when they come over here and they want to get on Walking Dead and like they're like, okay, oi, mate, I'm getting ready. I'm going to do my line read for this here. I don't know why I became Australian like midway through that, but like
I mean,
but, like,
their country, they're Australian country, I think, right?
yeah, I mean, well, like but basically, like, I was like, dude, it sounded like someone who was not from here, like being like, oh, okay, this is what country people are supposed to sound like. But yeah, from what I understand, though, apparently, I don't think I've ever listened to either one of those two people speak outside of that role. But I'm assuming that they might actually be country shit. I don't know. I was like, shit, is James Gunn's dog? Is this James Gunn's parents too? Shit.
Right. I think the only thing that concerned me about it, I'm like, okay, their accents are thick as fuck. Why does Clark not have an accent at all? How the fuck you grow up in the middle of nowhere? You grow up with these two motherfuckers in the middle of nowhere as a child, and you come out with no accent? I don't know about that, man. I don't know.
No, you know what? I think you just okay. You know what? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. So, Captain Diesel to fuck this up for me. Captain Diesel to fuck this up for me. So I'm gonna tell y'all what. I take it back. I got another problem with this goddamn movie because now that I've actually had time to kind of sit and think like under the sober light of day, now I'm kind of like, damn, dude, he right. He wasn't country. Like, you know what? I'm not saying Clark needed to be like super country, but if he'd have had like a little good old
a little
boy,
bit.
just like a little, like he had just like a teensy weensy bit of Southern twang, I'd have been okay with it. I'd have been like,
this is like
right.
absolute Superman when he got there when he was like 10, 12. I'm like, okay,
Right.
I get it. But like you were there as a baby with these country ass speaking people in the middle of nowhere. And you don't got an accent? I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, no, this bullshit. This bull. Because no,
Look
what
at
it
that
should have been is instead of Smallville, it should have been like, yeah, Perry. I'm going back to I got to go back to Smallville. To
Smallville.
check on my check on Ma and Pa. Like he'd have said that, I'd be like, "Ooh, damn!" They actually leaned into his country country hick origins. Damn, dude, Gunn is a mad lad.
They could have made it a whole bit where maybe it slips out when he's angry or something. He has to, like, well, that's what we do. But
okay, so this is what I would need. This is what I need for them to do. I need them to address. I need James Gunn for the next movie. I need James Gunn to address the history of Lex Luthor and Superman. I need and this is I think would have been perfect for this movie. When Lex Luthor catches it in this movie, I think he should have slipped up and let that hick out. If he should have slipped up because Lex, he ain't no city boy. He ain't no city boy. Him and Clark grew up together. So but yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do that in the DCU. I don't know if Gunn's gonna do that with the 10-foot pole. But the idea of like Superman having grown up with Lex as a kid, like I think that's something that well, technically, yeah, we've seen that shit play out on Smallville. I would like to see that play out on this, where like maybe like on some small level, like the next time Lex gets dunked on, like that twang comes up out of him, that country boy come up out. I would like to see that. Actually, I think there's something to be said for that.
Now to the Ma Pa Kent thing, because I share a lot of your same sentiments in regards to not needing to see the pearls, the Uncle Ben shot. I feel like these two, at least Pa, is a little different. They're a little different because when I'm looking at what makes Superman, right? It's the whole through adversity, through all the evil shit, he always goes back to his ethics and his morals, like he got from them growing up in regards to wanting to see the best in people and always doing what is right. And I feel like in a movie where you're going to question his self and in general, especially like he's having like an identity crisis in regards to like what he's there to do, but with the message and all that stuff going on. I felt it was just perfect for them to at least go for the amount that they did. I think the amount they did was perfect. Like it was there for maybe like what 12 minutes, maybe 13 combined, if you're looking at when he got there, and then the conversation of like reinforcing or showing you this is where he comes from. This is what makes him who he is. And then able to go back out into the world. I think that was that, because I think that's something that people don't really get on too much in regards to Ma Pa Ken. They admit this, like they're a thing that happens to them. But when you're looking at, because I would ask the question, I'm like, okay, why is this person who has godlike ability, who is 6 foot with a chiseled out jawline and fucking shredded, can do whatever the fuck he wants, why is he not a supervillain, or why is he not the best athlete to ever exist? Because anybody else would be that. Nigga, I will be that. You give me Superman powers as a child, nigga, I would have a max contract in the league right now. I would be right now.
Look, I be sitting there talking about some. Wait, oh shit, man, that's crazy how I'm able to. I got mad height on this basket, man. That's crazy. Look, I be playing. Dude, every time. Look, I would go just high enough that like people would be like, man, this dude is godlike. But like I would, but not too much. I'd range just a taste, just enough. Right. Like I would be Dash. That would be me. I would be Dash on the Incredibles. Like y'all would have, like there would have to be somebody out in the crowd be like, just a little bit, and I'd be oh yeah, man.
My bad.
I forgot. I would see. I was about to crack the sound barrier. I would. Yeah, I'm glad. See, y'all take care of me.
No, I would have been.
I almost gave it up.
That's why they're so important to me. I'm like, okay, there's the only explanation as to why he wouldn't be on some bullshit like everybody else is his foundation, is his parenting.
Right.
But yeah, that's something where I'm like, okay, they did it the right amount. I'm like, I'm glad y'all got it in now, because sometimes you ever see an actor and they look so old where you're like, I don't know how much longer you can be in these movies, because that nigga looked, Pa Kent looked old. That fucking movie.
Dude, like, so I thought he was about to keel over. Shit. It was wild. I wasn't expecting it. But I mean, you know, I think that's perfect, because you know what that means? They're of an age where, like, if they're not here after the next movie, or like if one of them's not here after the next movie, it makes sense. Like, it'll make sense that, you know, not saying I want the actors to die, but like if they just wanted to write these characters out of the script, I'd be fine with that. I don't think I need to see Ma and Pa Kent forever. And like I don't need Ma and Pa Kent to be like Aunt May is in Spider-Man, where like that motherfucker, like Aunt May out here catching strays, dying, coming back from the dead, and
she can't get a fucking brain.
Yeah, right. It's like, ain't this about it? It's like, what are we doing? But no, I don't need that. I don't need that. But yeah, outside of them, yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
Maybe in like the Supergirl film, if they want to like showcase maybe any influence. I mean, if they go down that same route of like having him kind of like crash with them when she first gets there, because it seems like at this point in the world, she's been there for a good little bit at this point.
Yeah, like, which, okay, I will say this though, there was one strange thing, and maybe I was too caught up in the hype of Superman that I didn't pay it any mind. But I do find it interesting that Supergirl exists in this world already seems to be an established superhero, and yet no one really said shit about her. Like, no one, like, it was like everybody was just talking about Superman, and you know, she like clearly is a thing. She's got the suit, obviously she's doing, but I guess, you know what, maybe it's because she doesn't do shit on Earth. Maybe that's why.
She's been gone, like, yeah.
Right, yeah, like she's just like, maybe it's just one of the things where it's like, yeah, she grew up on Earth. Or you know what was it? How did they do this with like the DCAU? What was that? Which I always get the movies mixed up. Was it Public Enemies, or was it like some?
It was Public Enemies.
Okay. I was wondering if they were doing that thing where like she hasn't been there that long. Like,
no. It was either Public Enemies or it was the Dark Side, whatever the Dark Side one was. I can't remember the name of that one. But she got there she got there like 20 something, or like 18 or 17.
Yeah, she got that like under normal circumstances, Supergirl does get there a little bit more grown than Clark, but like in this particular case, I'm wondering if they're doing the thing where it's like, oh no, she got there like when she was good, and like she. I mean, obviously she's drinking, so I mean, so she's legal drinking age most likely. But like, I was like, oh, she got there where she was like college age as opposed to being like a teenager. Is what I'm thinking. They're they're going that similar route. Which I'm fine with. I'm perfectly fine with. But yeah, like, so now I've kind of talked myself off the ledge. Initially, I was thinking like, yeah, it is kind of weird that nobody mentioned her by name, or they weren't talking about, oh, there's two super, so-and-sos. But now I'm like, yeah, maybe she's just doing she's pulling a Captain Marvel. She's doing all her superheroing like abroad in the cosmos or some shit, which makes sense. Actually, you know what? It makes sense, because what the fuck did he say was the book he was inspired by was Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, now, there you go.
Speaking of her, there's something that we have to talk about regarding her. And that's the bestest fucking boy in the world. My nigga Crypto. Crypto. Man. Hey, man. Hey, bruh. This is one of the moments, and this nigga James Gunn does this very well with fucking animals, where I saw Crypto, and I think if you see it in my my review I did for it, nigga, I came right home, got my dog up out the crate, said, come here, little nigga. Give me a hug real quick.
Right?
Let me hug you, bro. I love you, bro. I hope you know I fucking love you, dog.
Well, like I said, I said this in my review for it. I was like, man, y'all are gonna see like mark my words, over the next like few years, y'all gonna see a lot of dogs named Crypto.
Oh, bro,
y'all gonna see, yeah, like you're gonna be at the dog park and you'll be like, hey, Crypto, here, boy. It's gonna be like 30 dogs turn around. Man, not Terrell coming here talking about some
Terrell, yeah. This nigga Rel. What this nigga say? Hold on. I gotta pull the chat back up. This nigga said, I want to see Galactus drop to the DCE. Oh, okay. Homelanders. This nigga Rel's he's a menace. This nigga is a menace.
Yeah. All right. Look, he came in like spicy off the top. I mean, I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
You know that nigga Rel. You know Mr. Shoulders. But I was again, I think Crypto's another point of contention that I saw people having in regards to, one, they felt like the CGI was bad, which I didn't see that at all. Sometimes I feel like my eyes when it comes to CGI stuff, I'm like, I don't understand people's concern with that, because the only CGI moments I can vividly remember was him, the same footage we got in the snippet of him like nipping at his feet and shit as he's trying to leave to go back to fight.
Yeah.
And then like maybe him in like some of those fight scenes with the engineer or with Ultraman where he like just jumps at him.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm like, if there was CGI, I never fucking saw it.
Well, the thing is, I saw some people like complaining about that, but I was like, I mean, yeah, for the obvious stuff like the fight scenes and the action sequences, yeah, it's probably a CGI. It's very likely. Hell, I would say, yes, it just straight up is a CGI dog. But for a lot of the other scenes, it's a dog. It's James Gunn's dog, for Christ's sakes. It's like he's literally on set. Like there's actual footage of him on set. And like I still see people say, no, he's CGI all the time. And I'm like, okay.
I don't get it, because they said I think I saw the process of him talking about it where they captured him and then just fucking painted him white essentially.
Yeah. It's it was a whole thing, but like I think that I don't know, man. I think people, okay, so like those are the people who I think are looking for. They're looking for something to be upset about. Those
your boy
people,
Tyrone?
They want it. Yeah.
Your boy Tyrone?
Oh, man. Bruh.
Hey, bro. Nigga got the tap dancing, boy. That shit was crazy.
Bruh, look, I'm talking about he did this shit right here. Like, he might as well have stood up and did a little...
The Sambo.
Yeah, did you a little shuffle off the buffalo? Gave you a little soft shoe. Hit you with that Gregory Hines action, dude. Just a little stanky leg with it.
My God, the elite says comic booky. A comic book movie mean comic booky. What do you? That's crazy. It's a crazy thought, right? Crazy thought.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. If you said, "Hey, man, I just came back from watching The Notebook Part 2, and man, that movie was kind of comic booky," I'd have been like, "Man, that sounds bad, actually, because that movie ain't supposed to be no comic book shit." But like, if you tell me you just came from seeing Superman and you said it was comic booky, I'm like, okay, who are you? Like what wait. He said, Tyra turned to Michigan J. Frog.
The WB Frog. Hello, my honey. I think that's also something I'm starting to notice with a lot of just. I say this. I use the word fan very loosely when discussing people that are talking about comic book stuff.
Oh yeah.
One thing I've noticed is that people talk about like things being too joke, because I think that was going to be my biggest understandable gripe that people have with this film is it's a James Gunn film. The jokes are going to fly. Like you're going to have the bits, you're going to have the jokes. And for the people that thought it was too jokey, I understand that. But I feel like there's this subsection of fans that are maybe around my age. I feel like they're probably younger fans that grew up seeing the comic book events or the comic book movies that are always using the darkest stories or the darkest timelines of stuff, and they're not reading a lot of the happy-go-lucky or like the mini runs that showcase these characters on a normal basis. And I say that because when y'all niggas saw this nigga's costume and he had underwear outside of his pants, what did y'all think was gonna happen? What did y'all think was gonna happen?
Well, because I even saw people saying like there were people who were still mad about the tights being on the outside. And I was just like,
yeah, I want comic book accuracy or not, niggas. I don't understand. I don't get me. Stop. I need this to be monetized. Let me stop.
No, man. I need to know because, like, okay, so the suit. I saw people complain about the suit. Oh, it's too loose on him. And I was like, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't need Superman to be in a super duper mega ultra skin tight suit. I was of the belief that they're probably gonna tighten it up with CG in post. And I was like, oh no, this is just how the suit gonna look. It's gonna kind of hang off of him a little bit. And I was like, that's fine. I mean, whatever. But I don't know, man. People just were making up stuff to be mad about.
I agree. My guy Unlucky Dreamer in the chat, he says, yeah, Nolan ruined a generation. Christopher Nolan ruined a generation of comic book fans.
He really did. Dude, God. Dude, him. And see, this is the thing. You know what? Here's my thing. And if you want those like super duper mega ultra like realistic movies, cool. Go watch them. But see, me, I don't like that shit. Like, I mean, I like The Dark Knight. Well, I like some of the Dark Knight trilogy. I don't like all of it. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I like the whole trilogy. I
still hate Bane. Is with the that's my most hated live action character with a passion.
Look, the Dark Knight trilogy got 1.5 good movies at best. So look, that's half a trilogy right there. So I don't even like calling it a trilogy. It's whatever you call 1.5 movies. Which is probably just 1.5 movies. But for me. When you tell me, hey, dude, check this out, man. Dude, did you hear? Bruh. Man, you hear they making a Superman movie? I'm like, oh, damn, they making a super. Ooh, man, okay. So how they gonna do it? Like, oh man, dude. So check this out. It's gonna be Superman, but real. I don't want that movie. I don't want that. Like, I don't need a deconstruction of Superman. I don't need a character study on Superman. I don't need so we're going to take away all the things about Superman that you love. We're going to take them away and we're going to treat this motherfucker like we're playing Metroid. We're going to make him earn it back. We're going to start you off with all the weapons at the beginning, and then we're going to take them gents away and make you have to play the game for like 30, 40 hours to get them back. I don't want that. Let me have. That's why I like this, because Superman was Superman off top. Like, he was Superman just straight off, like off rip. I was like, okay, now we got a ball game. But this I'm fine with it. Like, dude, he can wear his underwear on the outside all he wants. He can have his little knee-high red boots all he wants. And you know what? I think that I mean, okay, the same way people talk shit about the Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker.
Mm-hmm.
But you fast forward from like the moment we first saw what Heath Ledger's Joker was going to look like, and people were clowning him. That dude is the most cosplayed version of Joker that we see nowadays. So I feel like it's going to be the same thing for Superman. I think probably inside the next couple of years, you're going to start seeing so many David Cornsweet Superman cosplayers wearing the suit, having it a little loose. You know,
it's gonna be comfortable.
And that's fine.
It's gonna be fucking comfortable, bro.
Dude, because you know what they want? They want you to go back to that 1989 Batman-ish, where if Batman was looking this way and you spoke to him from over there, he couldn't do this. That moment, he had to be like he had to turn that, like, Batman, like, dude, can y'all like is that really the way? Is that really the way? Like, are we really doing the thing? Like, do we really want to go back to Batman not being able to do this, but having to do, like, you know, dude, that's not a version of Batman that can actually sneak away from nobody.
I don't even know how he did. I think I started to read that comic. Down. I don't understand it. Next thing I want to get into, next big point of contention here. And this is something that,
let's go,
for me, was really important. When I saw that Guy Gardner was going to be in this, and we were going to have the lanterns done again, I was like, oh, I'm so fucking conflicted, because one, I fucking love the Green Lantern Corps and the Green Lantern mythos. That is like, when I'm looking at my hierarchy tier of things I love in DC Comics, and I'm taking out Static and Milestone because it's not, technically them. It's like Batman, and then like the Lantern Corps. It's right there. Like Hal, everyone. I'm not saying not Hal. John, Kyle, Guy, like those are Kilowog. I've been sore. I'm looking on Tomare. Like those are my fucking people. No, so when 100%. I saw a Guy, I was like, okay, I need to start doing some research on this actor playing Guy, because I've never seen this nigga before in my life. I was like, all right, let me see what he's in. I saw the most prevalent thing he was in was The Rookie. Nigga.
The Rookie. 3
weeks ago, I started The Rookie. 2 days ago, I caught up to where they are in season 7. That shit was so fucking good.
Oh shit! Well, let me get bruh. Okay, so let me welcome you to the Church of Nathan Fillion.
That nigga got it.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so for the longest time, and I don't know if you know this, but Nathan Fillion, like back in the day, he was the guy people kept wanting for Green Lantern, like when they wanted to do like Hal Jordan Green Lantern.
Like he was the dude a couple times, didn't he? For the animated stuff,
he did. He did. He actually did. And what's funny about that? So for me, the first time I encountered Nathan Fillion was on Buffy, because he was one of the bad guys on season 7 of Buffy, and then he was on Firefly, and then he was and then he used to have another show called Castle, which was like kind of like
was it the cop drama show, or am I thinking about
it was? So Castle, so basically what Castle was, he was an author who wrote about like mystery, like murder mystery type shit. And then like basically someone was reenacting all of his shit from his books. So he was working with the police. So it kind of was like in a lot of ways, it's kind of a police procedural just by virtue of the fact that he's working with the police to figure shit out. But yeah, like the and to be fair, I'm gonna blow your mind. You've seen him in shit before. You just didn't realize it, because he's in all 3 Guardians movies to some degree or another.
Really?
Yeah, he's so you won't recognize him in the first 2, I think, because like in the first one, he's in heavy, like he's a CG character. He's the dude that Groot sticks his fingers up the nose of.
Oh yeah.
And I forget what role he plays in 2, and then he's in 3 as one of the prison guards. He's like the one prison guard that gets the most lines in the movie. So
yeah,
he's in everything the Gun does, damn near.
I remember because I saw Slither. I saw him in Slither.
He's in Super as well. He's in Super as well.
I gotta watch Super. I have not seen Super yet. That's probably what
Yeah,
people that say he had. We'll get into that a little bit later. My guy Otis.
yeah.
Shout out Otis. He fucking hates Super with a burning passion, but it is what it is. Fool. My guy Otis don't like too many things in general, but that's my guy. Shout out
Oh,
Otis.
yeah.
But I binged 7 seasons of that shit, and I was like, fuck, do I love this nigga? Pause. Is that gay to
Yeah, I
say
mean, I
that I
think you
love
do.
Nathan Fillion? Damn.
Hey.
I fell in love with him as John Nolan is his name in the fucking in the show. But I was like, yeah, I was so excited to see him as Guy. I was just so interested to be like to see how he would play the character, because his character in The Rookie seems like the literal polar opposite character as Guy Gardner. They're both cops to an extent,
Very.
but one's an asshole and one's like the most kind human being you would ever fucking see. So I saw him in this. I was like, yeah, that nigga got it. He got it. He got it.
Yeah, and he nailed it. He did a good, like, so basically, like, the era of Guy Gardner that Gunn was pulling from was that 90s, that 80s, 90s, early aughts era of Guy Gardner. Because there was a time where, like, and I'll tell anybody, Guy Gardner used to be, like, I remember back in the day, he was one of the Lanterns I thought looked cool, but I didn't like him as a character because he was just too much of a prick. Like, he was like, he was like an OD prick. Like, it was just like, bruh, I'm gonna need you to calm down. You do it. Like, he was like, when you hear people say, hey, you know, everybody's got that one asshole friend.
That's him.
That's him. And I didn't like him. He was also kind of problematic. Like especially if you go back and read stuff from like the older shit. That dude you say all kind of wild. Like, it's like, dude, you are a walking Me Too. Like, you're a walking, talking Me Too. But like, now Guy is cool, and because like he's cleaned up and he hangs out with Jon Stewart more, so he got structure. He got structure. He knows how to act. Jon Stewart taught him manners. But
wasn't like part of his original origin story was like he got kicked off the police force in Baltimore? Like, nigga,
yeah,
nigga, like he got kicked off of one police force and got indoctrinated into another one where he just do whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the most realistic shit I've ever heard of. Look, you fucking failed. You literally failed out of the Earth cops, and they're like, hey man, check this out. You want to be a cop, but with superpowers?
Oh,
bro,
man.
It's crazy. Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Shout out Screwface Capone. Thanks for pulling up, my man. Thank you. Welcome.
Hey.
But yeah, that shit. He was amazing. He was amazing to me. And trust me, we will get into the main man in a second. But I'm trying to save that up for a second.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
But outside of Guy, another character that I was really excited for was Isabella Marcid. I think is her. Like, I may butcher her last name. Hawk Girl. And I was really interested because I was like, okay, the only iteration of her that I'm really super familiar with is Shira Hall from the Justice League animated series. And usually when I see her in different comic stuff, I just assume it's Shira. In my mind, it's always Shira. So Kendra, in my mind, I'm like, oh, Kendra probably exists, but that's probably Shira, right? That's the one that matters.
Yeah, I think that she's playing Kendra.
Yeah, she's playing Kendra.
Yeah, because Shira, like, under normal circumstances, because basically what they did, they kind of, you got two different ones that run around, and like, it just depends on who you're talking about that day. But like, Shira is usually like a pale redhead or whatever. And you got Kendra, who's like always like the darker complected. Because
she's like Cuban or like Spanish.
They treat her as ethnic. She is ethnically ambiguous, so she could be whatever race you want to put on her at the time. You know, be like, see, we got some diversity. Look, there's Hawk Girl.
Jesus Christ. I feel like they're like, I saw New Rockstar saying this in their video they did, and I kind of agree. It feels like they're going to combine the two backstories.
Yeah, they probably will.
Like making them one person. And this is why I fuck with Isabella. That's why I think, I don't know how old she is, but she seems like me and her around the same age. She's gunning for the Jon Stewart Hawk Girl romance again. Just for my pure childhood nostalgia, nigga. I need to see it just for nostalgia purposes. Now, that being said, I did see some shit because I know Aaron Pierre and Tiana Taylor are like in a relationship now. If you bring them niggas in as Vixen, if you bring her in as Vixen, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Nah. Well, see, the thing is, I need to see Vixen. I need to see Vixen on the big screen because I feel like that's a character that, like, it kind of, you know, similar to another character we're going to talk about. I feel like that's one of those characters that once people, because I didn't realize there's a lot of people that didn't know about that character, but like, so I imagine there's just as many people that don't really know about Vixen. And I feel like Vixen's one of those characters, like she is like slick, a broken character, but because of how broken she is, she doesn't get used very often. But like, I think she's a character, once people really fully saw like a definitive version of her, I think people would be like, oh shit. Oh,
the cosplays are gonna be
like
gonna be crazy, bro. The cosplays gonna be crazy. I can't wait to go to BlurredCon after that movie comes out.
Man, what? Dude, that's just gonna be. Look, because like I remember I was telling people this shit. Like, yeah, if you really want to know just how broken Vixen is as a character, like she's practically unkillable. Like she's not like Superman broken, but she's like one of those types of characters. Like she's almost Deadpool broken. Like she's Deadpool broken, just in the sense of like she's been ripped to pieces and still lived because of the way her powers work. Like she could just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna give myself the powers of a worm, and a worm can piece itself back together, or grow from like a single piece or whatever." And then she'll just get right back up, and be like, "All right, cool. All right, we still fighting. What's up? What's going on?" Like she can like take on the powers of like dinosaurs and mythical creatures, and like a lot of people think, oh, she can just take the power of like a gorilla, or she's like they think she's Marshall Bravestar, like she only got like 3 or 4 animals. It's like, no, she got all the animals.
That is like all the animals. If I remember right, can't she use like fauna from other planets too, like alien animals or some shit? Yeah. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah, like dude, she's like, honestly, Vixen to me, I feel like Vixen is on, like, not saying like, you know, power, power like levels, but I'm just saying like power prestige wise. Vixen to me is probably about the closest thing that DC has in terms of black characters to Storm. Like she's one of those characters that, like, if people really sat down and got to know who she was, like what her backstory is, what her powers are, and how badass she is, she could literally have the same level of cachet that Storm has for like Marvel fans. You could have that at DC.
Yeah. To deep dive into that, well, before we get into the guy, I do want to ask you this question, because this is something that I, as a younger comic book fan, I find this like this. I'm so conflicted sometimes, to where I've been so hyped and like praying. Like I used to pray for times like this to sound like this, like for a movie, like for a good DC movie, I had to sit through years of the Snyderverse shit and people shitting on DC and me not being able to say shit for it. I could just be like, well, the comics and the animated series, like Young Justice,
it's like say it sucks. The DCEU sucks.
I had to, and I started loving comic books reading DC stuff. Like that's how I got into comics in general. That was my entryway into it. So for years, I'm like, y'all niggas just don't know. Y'all don't know for real. Mr. Terrific is fucking like that. I promise you. Wait till you see John Stewart. And niggas are like, well, I think a lot of people still feel like the same people that were in charge of the DCEU are in charge of this now, even though James Gunn. I don't again, the fans, the casual fans. But there are so many people I'm seeing come out of this movie now that are absolutely glazing it and like loving certain characters and being like, y'all niggas don't really know for real. And I'm like, bro, I watched your content and you didn't like nerd stuff. We had this conversation. Or I saw this person, like, I know you. And part of me is like, let me not gatekeep this shit. But the other part of me is like, these niggas weren't here for real. Niggas don't really know.
Well, no, because you know what it is? It's people like, I remember the same people who I used to always see, man, Mr. Terrific, stupid. He got a dumb name. And now them same folks I see, they wearing the fair play jacket. They got the black tee on their face. They're like, nah, man, I always like Mr. Terrific. He got the best name ever. I'm the goddamn Mr. Terrific. Like, that's all, like, look, let me tell you something. These people are not serious. These people are not serious. That's why, like, it's because it's the same with Marvel. The same folks that used to like pants people and like, you know, shove nerds in lockers and said comic books are stupid. These are the same people that are like, oh man, dude, you see new Captain America? Dude, some of the dudes, because I'm old enough to still have some of these friends. You know, like some of the friends I used to have when I was like a kid in elementary school. You know, the same people that used to like talk like shit about me, like and make fun of me for liking comics, are now the same people. Like, man, dude, what do you think about the new? Man, what do you think about that Ironheart show, man? What do you think's gonna happen next with the with Ironheart? Oh man, dude, what do you think is gonna happen with Captain America? You think they're gonna do another? You think they're gonna do a Brave New World too? Oh man, dude, that's crazy, man. Dude, did you see that Falcon and Winter? Like, it's those same people. Like, oh man, dude, who you think the new Black Panther's gonna be, bro? You think it's gonna be Dempsey Idris? Like, it's those same people. And now that it's been normalized, it's like, oh, okay, now it's cool. It's like, dude, get the fuck. Go.
And the people that are just happy for it and excited about finding something new, I'm not as mad at them. The
No,
people that irritate me are the
fine.
people that are, because of you or Rob, they feel like they're experts now. And the key indicator, the thing that really showed me and really made me feel this type of way, was when they announced the Silver Surfer edition for the Fantastic Four. Niggas were like, oh, they're swapping her gender. Da, 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 da. I'm like, so y'all niggas don't know. You really don't know. It's fine. You don't have to know everything. I don't know everything about comics or every fucking character, but I know that she isn't I know she exists beforehand. I know this is a character. Like, they're not making these characters up. These kids, this, and it's those people where, because superhero stuff is hot now, they watch a couple of your videos, and they're like, okay, I know enough to be an expert now. And what really shows it off too, the niggas that run death battles on like Facebook. The Facebook death battle shit kills me. I saw when it was like a gauntlet of, it was like Daredevil. And off time, it was like, can he run the gauntlet? And it was like Bronze Tiger and Lady Shiva first two. I'm like, nigga, what are you doing? What are we doing?
I'm about to say, look, man.
But what are we doing?
Look. I'm the president of the Daredevil fan club, and even I know Matt ain't coming out that alive. Okay, look, okay. Look. He might be able to throw hands and make it out alive with Bronze Tiger. And I'm saying maybe just because, like, he might catch Bronze Tiger slipping maybe or some mess. Right. But Lady Shiva? Look, okay, first off, this man ain't even getting over on Black Canary, let alone Lady Shiva. So, I mean, it's like, look, man, just look. I think we all need to calm down. I think we all need to calm down with this. That's why I always tell people when folks say, oh man, who do you think is going to win between so and so and so and so? My answer is almost always whoever's writing at the time.
Right.
I was like who how do you think so and so is going to mention how do you think who do you think is going to win between this character, whoever the writer wants? Maybe none of them.
Literally. And to Terrell's point, superhero stuff has always been in hip hop, sports, video games, there's stuff. And I agree, like superheroes in general have always been a part of pop culture. I think the difference now is, again, people feeling like, and I don't understand. Maybe you can maybe attest to this more because you're a little bit older. You're a couple years my senior. People that always feel like they need to be the utmost expert on whatever they're talking about. And as somebody, I've read a lot of fucking comic books. I've watched a lot of anime. I've watched a lot of horror movies. But I will never say I'm the utmost expert on all of these things and understanding everything. My homegirl Kaori, shout out to Kaori, the comic book doctor's office. I have never met anyone in my life that has read more comic books. I thought I was that nigga. I read this shit. She's reading not just comic, like not just DC or Marvel, but she's reading like Red Sonja shit before I even knew who that was. She got me into reading a lot of Image stuff and a lot of Mad Cave stuff. Like, she got me tall. She's expanded my horizons as a comic book fan. Yeah. That also, I read the first issue of that last night when y'all talked about it. I need to go through and finish that. But all that being said, I'm like, yeah, everybody, you don't have to be the you can say, hey, I didn't watch a lot of this, but I watched this video, that video, and I have an understanding of who that is. But to just be like, I'm an expert on it, that's where it annoys me. And I understand that to an extent when you're trying to be a content creator and make videos on it. Because it's the money's there. You're gonna try to get to that bag. I get your money however you want to get it. Just don't lie. Like, you can still make money and say, hey, I know about this character, but I'm not an expert. There are plenty of characters that I did research for a video. Like, I watched The Runaways with Nico. Before I did my Nico video,
Yeah.
I played Midnight Suns, and I've seen a couple of things of her here and there. But until I did my research for that video, I wasn't an expert. Even now, I'm still not an expert because I haven't read everything she's ever fucking been in. But people can't accept that not being an expert in everything you talk about.
So this is the issue. This is the real issue. I think there's actually great power in admitting you don't know something. And I feel like I am respected more because of it, because like I'll admit there's a lot of people who would call me a student of the game, and they wouldn't be wrong. I am, but like I don't think I will be the first one to say, like, if someone says, "Oh man, have you read?" If you ask me about my knowledge about Excalibur, I would be like, because Excalibur wasn't my book. If you ask me about Red Tornado, I didn't really rock with Red Tornado like that. Like, I have gaps in my knowledge because of my personal preferences with books. So like when someone's all like, "Oh, how could you not know? Oh, look, you're supposed to be some kind of a comic expert, and you don't know?
Your comment section is crazy."
And it's like, dude, look, I always tell people, because I read so many comics, and like, because the misconception too is that I think a lot of people just assume that because you're a content creator, they think, "Oh, well, you only read the popular stuff because that's all you talk about." But I'm like, look, man, I talk about a lot of stuff. The trouble is that you don't see when I talk about other stuff because it doesn't get pushed out to the algorithm, because it's not trending, it's not hot, it's not like the next big thing. But I said stuff that's like already super popular, yeah, you're gonna see people talking about that stuff. But like for me, a lot of my favorite books, and I tell people this all the time, a lot of my favorite books don't even come from Marvel or DC. Most of them don't come from the big two. They come from like Image, Boom Studios, Dynamite, Dark Horse, IDW, so on and so forth. I think that all those other companies eat Marvel and DC's lunch on the regular. On the regular. Like, I'm talking about like day in, day out, cheeks clapped, spread wide open. But people don't want to admit that, because at the end of the day, it's projection, because they only like limited stuff. So they want to project that onto you. And then when you say, "Oh, well, I don't really mess with this because, I don't really, I read this other stuff," they're like, "Oh, so Mr. so-called comic book expert." It's all projection. It's all projection. And anyone who says that it's not, they're lying. They're lying.
And at the end of the day, if you don't know, it takes all of 15 minutes to go pick up a book and read it and be like, "All right, now I know."
Yeah. Dude, also, I could Google search, like ever so often, if someone asks me about something that I'm not like familiar with, because I had some people ask me sometimes about a certain character. I'm like, "Ooh, let me double check, make sure I know who we're talking about before I say one thing, or the other." And if it's like something I'm like, "Oh, okay, they're talking about this one character that I don't really keep up with," I'm like, "I don't really know anything about that character," and I leave it at that. I don't try and be like, "Well, actually, hold on, let me read this wiki real quick." Oh, so it looks like this character came out in 1972 and first. I don't do that. Like, I mean, yeah, for videos I do that. Like, if I'm trying to talk about something and get a point across. But like, if someone asks me like on the street, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I knew what I was talking about when I didn't. Like, yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Half the time people be like, "Remember when you said that thing in a video that you put out yesterday?"
Oh, talk about was it the milestone one?
Oh, no, I'm talking about in general. People just ask you in general. Like, as a creator, like, "Hey, remember that thing you said?" I'm like, "Nigga, I don't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning. Nigga, I don't. I think I'm at like 400 uploads on this channel. I don't, bro. You got it.
I don't. Look, when someone tells me that, "Oh man, I checked out this comic because you talked about it," and I'd be like, "Did I?" Oh, remember that one thing you said about that one comic? Maybe. I mean, shit, I have to go back and watch it. I've done 10 videos since then.
There are very few things that I remember my opinion on all and up front. One of them only constants that will forever be there is still to this day till I'm in the grave. Fuck Scott Summers. But anyway, getting into the conversation about the guy that we really wanted to talk about,
Oh yeah.
There's powerful niggardry at work here.
Hey, my nigga, Mr. Terrific, Michael Holtz. That nigga was. Hey, I'll put it on a Facebook post. this nigga James Gunn at this point has like a fetish for giving black people movie reparations. Because
he really does.
The fact we got a really shitty Suicide Squad, he was like, I can do that and better. Idris Elba, bring your ass over here real quick.
Let me look it up.
Good. That nigga was like, I'm my boy Edie. I see they hosed you in first class. I see how they did you. I got you. Come here, my nigga. I got you. He let that nigga get in his fucking bag, because when I saw the action sequence they gave Mr. Terrific, I'm like, oh, niggas about to glaze him so hard after this movie is over with. I know it, because you gave him a time to shine. And I'm just waiting for that. Hot Girl will get hers at some point. I think she's maybe like one of the three of the Justice Gang didn't get as much time to shine. I think she'll get more time as time goes on.
Yeah, she got the least screen time out of the Justice Gang.
The Justice Gang. We'll get into that in a second too. But seeing Mr. Terrific, whenever I get to see a black character that doesn't get a lot of shine on screen get to shine, I'm like, it was crazy. When I was doing the design work for the character of my comic that I was doing, I was like, I know I want to have a fucking jacket, but what do I use as the design outline template? I picked up a picture of Mr. Terrific and sent it to my artist, and I'm like, something in this general silhouette of this outline. I've always fucked with Mr. Terrific. Now I know these fair play jackets are about to be expensive as fuck everywhere. Oh my fucking God.
Oh my God.
I should have tried to get one made or get one before this movie came out, because I should have known. The cosplay, hey, that may be a cosplay I can do. I've done like one cosplay at a Ren Fair. Okay, my whole thing is I'm a big Negro, bro. All that shit on me, it gets hot. I've been to cons. I don't want to have all this shit on me. I could do the leather fit. I could put the leather fit on and be cool.
I'm not even trying to do that, because I get hot. Like I get hot. I can't.
Yeah, bro. I can't do.
I'll put the T on. I'll put the T on my face, but that's all y'all get.
I may not even do that shit. I gotta figure out how to make that shit work. Cause, but what were your thoughts on Mr. Terrific getting his on-screen debut and getting his moment to shine in the sun?
I mean, I loved it because, as a longtime fan of the character, largely because, he was one of those characters I kind of felt a kinship with. Because of he's a guy that doesn't have superpowers, but he hangs out with people who do. And I always thought that it was so cool that like his whole thing was having a natural aptitude for having natural aptitudes. I always thought that was such a cool thing, because like that was me growing up. Like I was never like super duper great at anything that I tried my hand at, but just about anything I tried, like I usually did pretty good at, even if it was something I never really did before. Like I'd be like, I've never really shot a gun before. Oh wow, it turns out I'm pretty good at it. I've never done archery. Apparently, I'm pretty fucking good at it. I used to do a lot of different types of things. Like it would
real
be
life
like,
Mary Sue.
Right? I was like, dude, that's why like when people say that shit, I'm like, man, look, the motherfuckers exist. I don't know who y'all know.
Fucking Jamie fucking Foxx, bro. That nigga annoys. Right. I love that nigga to death, and he annoys the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah, no, because he's just good at shit. It's like, oh hey, dude, I didn't know that motherfucker tap dance, goddamn. Oh, so you just out here, huh? You can sing too.
You can't do all that shit and have a full hairline, nigga. That's not fair.
No. You gotta be like back here. You gotta be back here.
Bro. That shit's crazy, bro.
Look, yo shit gotta be back here like Bobby Womack, man. You gotta be like, your hairline gotta start at like
this
the
shit
back
gotta be
of your
pushed
head.
back.
But
that's
like,
just not fair.
No, but like the thing I liked about this was that like Gunn didn't shy away from who he was supposed to be. He got more screen time than any other character in the movie other than Lois Lane, and I think it's actually arguable that he might have gotten as much, if not more, than her. I'm gonna say probably closer to Matt than not, but like he got a lot of screen time, and he got to be a full character. He got to have whole action sequences, and like, I was like, whoa. I was like, dude. And not only that, Gunn, he took a moment to be like, all right, look, let me let this dude pop off. Let me show you why you need to mess with Mr. Terrific. Because I remember people used to always be like, oh, but he got them little balls and shit. What are we gonna do with them balls? Like he ain't gonna do nothing with that. And then now everybody out here now, you gonna see a whole bunch of folks walking around like juggling, trying to juggle some damn T-spheres. Like, oh yeah, look at me, man, look at me. Ooh, like you gonna see motherfuckers come out they be like, oh yeah, let me. Oh man, dude, that's crazy, man. Look at me, I'm catching. Ooh, I'm throwing. Yeah, now that's why I always say, man, that's why I don't trust some of these people when they say they don't like shit. Because I always tell people, you don't know what you like till someone shows you what you like. Because how many times do and I've said it myself, I've seen lots of people say it too. Man, I ain't really think much of this, but man, then I watched it, I was like, oh my God, that was lit. And it's like, because you don't know what you really want. You have to be like, sometimes you have to be shown some stuff. And I'm glad that James Gunn was like, no, I want this character. I want him in front of people because I can show them how cool he is. And now Mr. Terrific went from being a guy who people clowned on Arrow, because I'm going to tell you right now, that was not,
Oh
that
my
wasn't
God.
that wasn't Mr. Terrific.
I'm not gonna lie. Part of that though, part of me, this may be me, the leftist in me, I guess. But I feel like part of that was because that nigga was gay. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like because he was gay and he was a superhero and had the braids. First off, nigga, who's braiding your hair that fast?
Nobody. Nobody.
That's your costume is the mask and your braids. Nigga, who's doing that fast?
Well, the messed up part, but like that was the thing that stuck out to me was the braids. Because I was like, dude, first off, I was like, man, do you know how long it takes to plait hair? Nah, bro, no, stop. Like, I didn't even care about the gay shit. I was like, dude, be gay. I don't care. If you want the Mr. Terrific in this universe to be gay, fuck it. So be it. I don't care. But my thing was that like he wasn't even terrific in the Arrowverse. He was just Mr. I'm kind of like that. Like he was always getting dunked on and getting served. And I was like, bruh. I was like, dude, Mr. Terrific is nice with it, man. Mr. Terrific, I don't care. I was like, man, the fact that y'all made this brother gay in the show, y'all should have made him fight even harder. That motherfucker should have been out here. That motherfucker should have been out here doing like backflips and spin kicks and doing like triple gainers into like a Superman punch. I was like, y'all, I said that right there should have been the go sign to make him go even harder in the paint to shut folks up. But no, they didn't. They made him like, and I mean, I get it. The show was called Arrow, not Terrific, but like, it just felt like he was one of those characters. Like he was just there to say, hey, we got more than one Negro on the show, y'all. Check it out. Look, you see, that's crazy.
Yeah, when they made fucking I can't remember the bodyguard's name, fucking big bodyguard. When they gave that nigga a lantern ring at the end of, was it the end of the show? Or I remember there's a one part of the series where that nigga found a lantern ring, and I'm like, no,
it was the last season.
No.
It was the last season.
Don't do this to me. I can't afford another shitty lantern on screen because you don't got the budget for this. That's not.
Well, no, the crazy thing is that for the longest time, they kept teasing that Diggle was Jon Stewart. And I remember, like, one of the first times, like, I forget what season it was, but there's, like, a season where he kind of slick implies his last name isn't actually Diggle.
Right.
And then that was where, like, folks really started being like, ooh, I wonder what it really is. And then after a while, it kind of seemed like something that Arrow forgot about. And then eventually they did the whole thing where, oh, hey, his stepdad. Ooh, wait. His stepdad's last name is Stewart? That's crazy. Ooh, man, that's wild, bro. And it's like, okay, what is it like? And then they did the whole thing where like, oh, he found a little box and he opened it. Ooh, it's green. It's green. And then if you watch, like, I think, what was it? Was it Legends of Tomorrow? I think it was Legends of Tomorrow.
I think so, yeah.
That's where they actually paid it off. And it turns out that, like, they did some weird shit. I didn't watch. I wasn't watching it, but I just remember someone telling me that, like, so this is secondhand information. So I'm not saying it's accurate, but to what I understand, he didn't keep if it was a Green Lantern ring, he didn't keep that motherfucker for long. So,
yeah, I watched like 2 seasons of that shit, I think. I didn't realize it kept going after the 2 seasons. I was like, oh, this shit is still going?
Oh, it ran longer than most of the other shows. It was the thing about Legends of Tomorrow was the first season was kind of like the second season was to me the best season, and the third season was kind of all right, but there was only like one episode that was really good, and it was the one where they played like Return of the Mac and had Damien Dark like murking folks.
Fun fact about me, my phone ringtone is Return to Mac to this day because of that fucking joke. That was the funniest shit in the world to me when I saw it. I was like,
it made no sense, but it was hilarious. Like, but you know what? But that's the thing though. I feel like to kind of bring it back in, I feel like that's why James Gunn was really good to do what he did with this, because he has a similar sense of humor as to what the CW had for some of their shows, but he has it on a level that I think isn't annoying or cringe the way that it would sometimes pop off. Like if he did that, if he did that on Super, which to be fair, he did kind of do something vaguely similar, but just not with like a song like Return of the Mac. But like yeah, he would
The garage door.
Yeah, like he takes like moments and and things that like otherwise maybe someone else probably would not have done the garage door. I think a lot of other directors would not have done the garage door thing. And he was like, no, I'm gonna do the garage door. And it was funny. And here's the thing, it's a joke that I had seen because it was in one of the trailers. It was in the Japanese trailer, so it wasn't like I didn't see it.
Damn, you was deep in the trenches, man. Yeah, damn.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that shit. Like it was like that's why I was joking with folks. I was like, man, it's kind of crazy when the movie opens up and that motherfucker already broke off. I was like, oh, so we're doing he fell into the ice like early. Oh, damn, that's crazy. That's wild. But yeah, no, Mr. Terrific was great, and I think the world deserves to have a good Mr. Terrific. And like now, what I want Gunn to keep reading the Terrifics if he has not finished it. And I want him to give me a Terrifics movie. I want a movie with Mr. Terrific, Plastic Man, Metamorpho, and Phantom Girl. And you know what? Fuck it. Bring in Ms. Terrific from Earth 23. Bring her over. And so now we can have like a full, like, almost kind of like, I mean, because all the Terrifics is the Fantastic Four, but DC.
Hey, so yeah, that would be a slap in the fucking face if you can pull that off. I mean, you've already done the Guardians, the Suicide Squad. If you could do, hey, bruh, it feels like
you already got
I don't know if you watch Creature Commandos at all, but that's like, I think that's like him at his peak. When you give him a ragtag group of what seems to be family. He just makes that shit work. I don't like, for me as a writer, and I think that was something that I was struggling with when I was like writing my comic. I'm really good at macro writing. I can write a concept, world build, all that good stuff. But like the thing I needed to work on the most as a writer was building those conversations that form relationships. Like I know in my mind what the relationship is supposed to be, but how do I convey to a reader this is their relationship through dialogue? And for that nigga to be able to balance out like 5 to 6 characters throughout the course of a movie and it hit every time, I'm like, yeah, bro, you got it. You got it. I don't.
Writing for like an ensemble is probably some of the most difficult writing I think you'll ever do. That, to me, I think it is, because I have written things where like there's just like the one person, and I have written things where there are like multiple people, and I can definitely tell you, because I'm smack in the middle of the multiple people thing, that is the hardest one for me. But I feel like once you get a groove for how things are supposed to sound, what things are supposed to be said, like what each character's personality, like I kind of would make a rule, like here's the type of shit this character would say, here are the type of things they wouldn't say. And even trying to come up with like, oh, hey, coming up with like little cards to kind of like define a relationship between two characters and be like, okay, these are the types of things they talk about with each other. These are the things they have in common, the things they don't, so on and so forth. I think those things are really important. And I feel like Gunn gets it because he was able to make the Justice Gang feel like they were a group of people who already were kind of tired of each other, or at least used to each other. And I feel like, and also at the same time, even when Superman was around, where he didn't feel like he was out of, he wasn't out of place amongst them. Like it was like, oh, okay, all right, okay. So when they show up, they pull up, they're all sitting there talking together. It's like, oh, okay, these guys they've been kind of not tight, but they've been cool with each other enough that Superman's like, oh yeah, what's going on, man? How you doing? Hey, Soups, you good? You good in here? Okay, all right, cool. All right. Like I thought that was neat, you know.
Now, to kind of speed it along, I want to jump directly into, I guess, the other big elephant in the room in regards to Mr. Lexington. Almost
called Buffer Lexington Steel, didn't you? Lexi and Paler out here. Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh God, I almost. Yeah, you said. Oh God, it's like, why the fuck was I about to call that nigga that? Oh my God. Lex. I think I was very. There were a few things I was skeptical about going into this film. It was one, the delete my bad, bro.
He's like, what Superman you watching?
One was the amount of sight.
What? Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh fuck!
So bronze
Superman.
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 Oh man, that's wild. That's crazy, man. Dude, that is so wild. How like in the Justice Gang, in the Hall of Justice, when they open up on the scene where like where Lois has to ask the Justice Gang for help saving Superman, they're all like, "Hey, well, we could help you, but." And then all of a sudden, like weird, like 90s elevator techno music starts playing, and all of a sudden, like it's a whole thing. That's wild, man. I don't know how that happened.
I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck that nigga meant by like. Well, she talked about his haircut. He's like, well, 341 women love my haircut. I'm like, why is that number so specific? Why do we?
Right?
Why? Where are you getting this number from? What the fuck?
Bruh, like what is this? Who raised these people?
But yeah, I lost my whole train of thought for a second. The concerns, the amount of side characters being like the Justice Gang being involved, and I'm like, okay, them Metamorpho, Ultraman, the Engine, we're getting a lot of fucking characters in here anytime. But my other biggest part was Nicholas Hoult, Lex Luthor.
Okay, yeah.
I like Nicholas Hoult as an actor. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. I loved him in Nosferatu. They came out recently. Him in X-Men. They did my boy ED30, but Nicholas Hoult got his just to his beast. I knew he was a great actor, but I'm like, in my mind, the only Lex Luthors that exist are, again, the animated series ones and the comic versions, which in all those Lexes to me seem to be more, I guess, more well built, like bigger and is physical in nature, and then two were kind of like deep, like the prototypical evil businessman, like the nigga that's tall, muscular, with a deep voice with fucking money. Because I'm looking, especially when I'm looking at All-Star Superman the comic, like one of the bigger moments I remember was him like in jail lifting and having to buy, like, see this, Clark, this is real American muscle. This isn't this is God. I built this. This isn't God given. I built this shit. Me.
So wait. What? Why? I don't know why, but all of a sudden I just started. I didn't hear that in the voice of Lex Luthor. I heard that in the voice of Franklin Saint.
Terrell, you can get there. You gotta shave the head first, Terrell. You gotta be bald headed. Weirdly enough, the animated series version of Lex Luthor seemed like weirdly ethnic to me. Like he seemed kind of light skinned. I was like, this thing, is he black? Has he been black this whole time? Anyway,
I just remember the whole thing with him for me was just that he was very like he had the look of someone who could potentially, like, if he took the business suit off in the movie, he looked like someone that if he took the shirt off, you would probably see someone that's a little jacked underneath. But like at the same time, the way he spoke like he got shoved in lockers a lot.
Yeah, and I think it worked. The tech bro shit worked, and I understand the metaphor he was going there with him. And I honestly, I feel like he worked better like that for what they were going for in regards to him being so jealous of this God, essentially, that showed up. I thought the scene that I thought was so well written was when Superman pointed out, "Are you jealous of me, Luthor?" He's like, "Yeah, nigga, I'm jealous. I'm also jealous. I'm also like, I get mad when they mention fucking, well, he say Alexander Graham Bell. What it was a Galileo. He's like, I get mad when they mention Galileo in the same conversation with me, nigga. I'm him. He's like, but they at least earned the right to have that kind of hype. Niggas are glazing you just because you showed up and you looked at a car or two. Like, you didn't do shit for that.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if they're going to do the whole, like, Lex used to be, like, the protector of Metropolis, like, type deal angle or, like, whatever. It makes me wonder if they're going to go that route somewhere down the road. For me, you know what I would need? Okay, so for me, my problem with him, my only problem with his performance is he did come off a little whiny in spots.
Yeah.
And I don't like my Lex Luthor to be whiny, but what I would like to see is in a future sequel, I would like to see like with him having maybe possibly gone to prison for however long a person of his caliber can stay in jail. Part of me would like to see him come back or like kind of do like what they have done sometimes with him in the past, where like they show him in prison and he's like just like he like kind of what you were talking about, like he's just working out.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's like you're getting yoked and everything. He's like, oh yeah, look, I'm out here like yeah, man, I'm bench pressing like, oh man, I do almost a ton, man. Yeah, somebody's holding it up for me, but I got this. I'm out here getting these lactic acids and stuff, like building up my body, man, getting swole, man, getting ripped. I'm eating creatine like day in and day out. You know, I would like to see him come back and be like a little more imposing, and maybe like I don't need him to be like super duper mega ultra tough, but like if he was just a little bit less of a whiny bitch, I'd
it's a little bit
like cause he needs to like, so basically what it is, if you look on the dial, he's on like an 8. I'm gonna need him to drop that down to like a 5. He get that down to a 5, we can talk. So yeah.
And it didn't help that we saw Crypto just bitch him at the end too. Like he went through all this shit. You were literally crying. Like you were literally crying. And to add insult to injury, you get fucked up by the dog, and it's not a large dog either. Like if Crypto was a pit bull or like a German Shepherd, I'm like, I get it. You know, I get it. I understand it.
Like you a Doberman or something.
Yeah, this little ass dog is just fucking you up right now. I tell you, this man, this is not weird. This man's sitting there. He's like, Superman, oh my God. I hate you so much, you metahumans. You don't earn shit. I hate you so fucking much. Cut the fucking Crypto jumping in this bitch, just like tearing his ass up. And I'm like, you know.
It was the Hulk. It was the Hulk moment.
Literally with the Loki, yeah. You know what? I see that. I see that.
It was the Hulk moment. It was like I'm a god, and then all of a sudden Hulk just snatched that man up and started beating his ass. That was basically what Crypto did. Like while he was sitting there pontificating, Crypto just walked up and was like, "You a true toy,
bitch."
Yeah, right.
It did. This shit was bad. It didn't help when he was trying to run. Superman just like chest bumped this nigga into the ground. He was like, "Sit your ass down." Like, they were just bitching this. Like again. It was satisfying because again, you built up to him getting this comeuppance. I get it, but at this point, bro, look, he already got his girl took. His girl, Jimmy, also took this man's girl and has had his girl for a minute now.
Dude,
and
Jimmy
he was tearing them thing when they opened on those girls being like, "Oh, he fine." I'm like, is he funny?
That's what I was thinking too. Because I was like.
Now I'm so interested because I know in certain versions, like certain areas in the comics, and I think in the animated series, the Jimmy Olsen Kara thing is a thing. Them having some kind of romance there. So I'm like, I'm so interested to see if they're gonna do that going forward in this instance. Because I know she's gonna be off doing the space shit, but it'll be so funny if like this is the one girl that he can't get. Like he wants her so bad. Like he don't want to commit to anybody else, but this one. Let me stop. I almost said some shit. Let me stop. His milk of magnesia. He wanted this. He wanted her.
I go hold you now. Every time I see Supergirl, I'm gonna be like, my milk of magnesia.
Because I don't know if you watched the My Adventures of Superman show where he's black in that, and I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
Umar be so disappointed in your ass, bro. You thirsty this hard over the milk, bro? Hey man, I get it. She can fly. I understand it.
But hey, man, you clap super cheeks. You can't go back to regular cheeks after that.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. Unless you're John, and John just like this nigga went from Shaira to Vixen. This nigga's hit list. Hey. Anyway, I'm fucking rambling at this point. But when we're looking at some of the whinier stuff at the end, I think if I had to like give my most annoying gripes in the film, it was not Lex, but it was Superman at the end. I feel like Gunn got to a certain extent to where, and I understand to an extent why he did it, but it felt like he was trying to like spell out the whole point of the film to all the casual moviegoers. He's like, when he got to the monologue of Superman kind of discussing, I'll always do what's right because I'm a regular person just like you. That's what you don't understand, Lex. And I'm like, oh my God, I know you don't have to, I understand it. But then on the other side of me is like, I'm looking around my theater like, oh, you know what? I get it. They don't know. I understand.
Yeah, no, there's some people that need to hear it. I didn't mind it because I like the speech, but I'll say if I had a problem like with something done character wise other than Lex Luthor, and I think I talked about this before. The more I think about it, the more it does kind of bother me a little bit. I do actually have a little bit of a problem with Metamorpho.
Really?
I think it's just because like I just have this idea of who Metamorpho is in my head. And I was talking about this the other day. I was like, the same way people were like griping about the Thing in Fantastic Four, saying, "Man, he doesn't have a gravelly voice. Yeah, blah blah blah. He don't sound like this old version of the Thing. He sounds like him
being soft spoken and being that big is so funny to me.
Yeah, like it almost. But the thing is, even though like I do agree, I do wish they did the more gravelly voice. The thing is, we've seen multiple times that people have done that. So, like, the fact that they're doing him as, someone more soft-spoken, I'm kind of okay with it because I feel like we've already kind of heard in the trailers moments where he's not particularly soft-spoken. Like, it's one of those things where, like, if he's hanging out with the fam, he ain't talking like he's not using his superhero voice, but when he's out there talking about his clobbering time or, whatever, or, like, beating up somebody, of course he's probably going to be a little more like that. But, like, with Metamorpho, like, I just always kind of had this idea of what Metamorpho was supposed to sound like. And when Old Boy started talking in the movie, he kind of sounded like super, like, he sounded soft as
Meek.
fuck. I was like,
then he hits you with the hi, I'm Pow.
Right? Hi, y'all. Like, I was like, oh, I said, who this? Whose man is this? I was like,
don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
I was like, wait, and I even said this too, like, because I recently went back and reread the Terrifics for a video that I'm working on, and because Metamorpho's in that, and because it's a pastiche of the Fantastic Four, you could probably guess who Metamorpho is supposed to be.
Right.
He's supposed to be the Thing, like to the point that he has the exact same arc that, like, he's, I'm just trying to get back to being normal. I'm tired of being a monster. I got a girlfriend, and man, I want to be normal for her. Da, da, da. I was like, he has the exact same character trajectory as the Thing, down to the letter, down to the last letter. And I was like, so yeah, just in my head, I always kind of heard Metamorpho as being a little bit more gruff. I don't dislike the performance, but it's one of those things. It took me a while to get used to, and I'm still kind of like, the more I think about it, I'm kind of like, that is still kind of disappointing. But like, I mean, I get it. I was like, man, at least put some effects on his voice. Make his voice kind of have a little, on it or something. When I
think about it, that arc is kind of fucked up. Because one, your girl already liked you enough to have a child with you while you're like that. And then two, your son takes after you, if you catch my drift. Like, so you're like, damn, I'm ugly. And your son is like over there like, damn, dad. Am I ugly too?
That's crazy.
Not you. No, you're fine. But me though, I'm fucking hideous. Like I would never want to look like this. He's off to the side, like, damn.
Like I said, it was strange. It was a strange thing that all that. Now that said, I do think as far as characters go, Metamorpho was very accurate. Like in terms of what he was able to do. Like Gunn actually. Like he actually studied the character and figured out, okay, what can Metamorpho do? What is the type of stuff that people who are Metamorpho fans, when they see him, what do they expect to see? Do they expect to see this guy like turning his arms into weapons? Do they expect to see this guy making all kind of crazy shapes and weird looks and stuff? I was like, yes, that's exactly what people want to see, and they did that. I was like, like it's really, it was just the one thing. And if it's just like the one thing, I can overlook it. So it's like, okay, I don't like the voice. So, okay, fine, whatever. He was still metamorpho in terms of, what he was able to do. So like, I can let the rest of it slide.
Yeah. I didn't have a really big familiarity with him outside of the Superman animated series, and the moments I got to see him in, what was it, Batman Incorporated? That's it. That run he was where it was the Bat family essentially, and they found him at some kind of a plant that was some, I can't remember the exact story that was going on. And I bought this like at the dollar bin of a comic shop, and I was reading through it where it was like orphan. I think it was. I can't fucking remember how it was, like Orphan Clayface. They found him somewhere fighting whatever it may be. But I don't, again, all that to say, I'm not super familiar with the character. So I was kind of like, no, it is what it is with him. Like, they kept his powers relatively the same from what I remember. But well, I think it was really smart too. I was trying to figure out how they're going to get sunlight in there. And the fact that he just created so I'm like, okay, I get it. That's cool. I see what you did there. I'm kind of disappointed though.
Split broken.
I'm a little disappointed though, because in the trailer I saw for the film and kind of the rumors I was hearing about what was going to go down when we first realized that Lex had a pocket dimension prison, I assumed there was going to be a lot more dangerous shit or familiar faces in there. Like Lobo may have been just chilling in there at some point. I'm like, so all you got in here are just like war criminals or like the occasional metahuman that may not be that strong and nobody got out? Like,
yeah, that was kind of my beef with it. Like, if there was one thing I wish they would have done with that, I was hoping for Cadmus. I was hoping for Cadmus. I was like, okay, he's got the pocket dimension. Okay, this is where he's keeping Cadmus. Because I was like, that would make sense. It made perfect fucking sense. But no, I mean, yeah, there were some aliens and other like metas and stuff, but like there wasn't anyone that was like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I go back and watch it again, if I go back and find Tooth Coma scene, I'll probably see some random person like,
shit, New Rockstar's probably gonna have that shit done by tomorrow.
Oh, I swear to God, the motherfuckers make me sick, because you know what it is? The motherfuckers they don't do shit else. That's all they fucking do. That is all they fucking do. Just be like, ooh, TV. That's all they do. I wish I could.
I'm still like trying to find a direction for this channel. I'm like, bro, I wish I had. Sometimes I hate the idea of like super uber niching down, and the other part of me is like, that would be so easy. It'd be so I could just do cartoons all day, or I could just do movie reviews and it'd be over with. Like, I could just phone this shit in. I don't have to write another video essay. I don't have to work on a script for like 2 weeks or a week and do research. I could just turn this camera on, record some shit, and throw it out there.
Dude, that's what Andre did. Andre, the original angry black nerd. That's what he did with his shit. He was just like, he's like, you know what, y'all really like when I just talk about old cartoons and shit. And he was like, okay, cool, bet. He's like, that's all I do. And I was like, bruh, I respect that shit. I respect that shit heavy, because you know what? You always know where your lane is. Like, you're always gonna be like, no, that ain't for me. I stay over here. Like, you can be that guy.
I'm gonna find that shit. I'm gonna find, because after that Spike video went off, I'm like, I talked about a 2003 fucking cartoon. I'm like, the X-Men may be the wave. Hold on. Let me. I'm doing the X-23 video. I'm like, all right, let me just see if I can strike gold twice with this shit. Let me run this shit back real quick.
I mean, look, that was half the reason why for the longest time I doubled down on X-Men videos, because I was like, oh, so people, and honestly, sometimes I try to branch out, but like eventually at some point I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm just the X-Men dudes, apparently to a lot of y'all. I was like, I said, y'all don't give a fuck about any of this other bullshit that I be talking about. Like, it just, but I've also come to find too, sometimes it depends on what it is you're doing. And yeah, if you're doing like a certain thing, I've discovered people like hearing me rant about shit. So sometimes when I'm like really animated, those videos do well. Like if I'm really like feeling myself, like I don't know what it is about me being angry or pissed off that, you know, makes people excited, but whatever. But it is what it is.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I gotta it's again, you were what, like 11 years in now? Damn near a decade or something like that?
Closer to 8. Closer to 8.
I didn't want to age you.
Not far from.
I didn't want to age you.
No. I mean, you ain't exactly wrong. I mean, you ain't far off. I mean, you weren't far off or anything.
Nigga, I was like in high school watching your shit. I was like, damn, I'm about to get this graduate degree now, nigga. You've been in the game for a minute.
I mean, to be fair, next year will be 9 years. So yeah. I mean, you weren't far off. I mean, you weren't far off at all. So I mean,
yeah. I was nigga, I was scared. I'm a chat nigga at heart. But no, that's a whole conversation for a different day with the content shit. We'll figure the lane out as thing goes on. Still interested in the wall and see what sticks. But to the Superman stuff, I think all in all, great film. There's one more conversation I want to have with you before we close up out of here. But to finish up the conversation on the film, because I think we pretty much hit just about everything. Outside of like speculation stuff for other stuff going on with the car or whatever it may be. But as a whole, this film for me was the quintessential Superman film. It is a film that I like if you would have asked me before this movie came out what I would want in a Superman movie, for me not to hate this nigga no more and for him not to be a villain like Injustice or him to get a hole put through him by Doomsday, it would be this movie. It'd be this film. This is what I would want. And I got that. And I think that you're starting to see DC start to like fucking pat themselves in the back when it comes to the success of this film too. As I saw like David Cornswet like already signed on for multiple movie picture deal with them for the DCU. I've seen like him in the interview talking about how he already reached out to Momoa and Aaron Pierre and shit like about like Woken Me. Like they're making this shit like a big family now. They're starting to introduce new actors. And I'm like, bro, I'm praying to God that James Gunn continues to do what he does. And if Sony ends up buying Warner Brothers, that they let this nigga like you have a successful film now, and this nigga's at the head. Do not get in his fucking way. Please do not get in his fucking way.
Leave him alone.
Oh God.
Leave him alone.
But
I don't need James Gunn with oversight. We don't need that. Nobody needs that.
Bruh. And I think to sit down, I think my first review I gave it a 10. Obviously, I will say, usually with movies, I try not to have the post movie glow that you usually have. I had it for that one because this is one of those films for me. But sitting with it a little bit more, I'd probably drop it to a 9. Like I said before, I don't see it for me. I've seen a lot of people. I think the median is usually like an 8.5 for most people. I'm very comfortably going to give this movie a 9 cryptos out of 10 for me. Very comfortable.
I tell you what, you know what? I'm gonna give it. If we're gonna do that, I tell you what, because I think I technically gave it like a 4.5 out of 5 when I did my review. So like for me, I would translate. I mean, honestly, I would damn near say I'd give it 9. I would give it 9.5 T-spheres. 9.5 T-spheres out of 10. If because like I said, like the gripes I have are small and they're things that I've kind of easily gotten over. But at the end of the day, I think about the enjoyment I had, how much I loved it, how much I immediately wanted to watch it again, and how much that movie has lived rent free in my head. Since it came out. And that's having seen it Tuesday as opposed to when everybody else did. Like the only thing that kept me from going back on like actual opening night was that I just had stuff that I had to do that I couldn't just up and leave.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm literally like, I'm sitting here like, man, goddamn, y'all got.
So nobody wants that just to get tomorrow at this point.
Look, y'all
got any more of that
man, look, y'all got any more of that Kal-El? Y'all got any more of that
white
green
man
shit? Yeah, give me them green rocks, man. I need them green rocks, man. Yeah. No, I was here for it because, like I said, and I'll say this too. You know what? And the reason why it's because while we have had plenty of comic book movies, over the years, and while we've had plenty of comic book accurate movies over the years, I think Superman is the most comic accurate movie that we have without being Sin City.
I have to watch. That's a film that I have not watched. I've seen it in bits and pieces growing up, but I never watched that in full. And I saw like a snippet from it today on YouTube. I'm watching that shit tonight before I go to sleep. I'm watching Sin City before I go to sleep.
Look, don't get me wrong. I love Sin City, but I will tell you off top, if you've ever read Frank Miller's like Sin City comic, you've already seen the movie because it is literally shot for shot, word for word, blow for blow, bar for bar. Like I remember when they were like bragging about, oh yeah, we didn't even have we didn't even use storyboards. We didn't even hire a storyboard artist. We just kept the comic on the set and just used that. And while that sounds like an amazing thing, like an amazing boast, and I used to think it was too, I was like, bro, y'all were a little too comic accurate. But I still love the movie. I love the movie, but it's just like, it was one of those, I was like, I was glad that Gunn was able to make, like, because when I was watching this movie, I felt like I was reading the Triangle era of Superman. Back when like you had to read 4 different Superman books to get the whole story. You had to read Dan Jurgens, you had to read Roger Stern, you had to read Louise Simonson, and I forget the other writer that was in the mix as well. But like you had 4 different Superman, like set, like not like, oh, a writer took over. Oh, this writer's writing Superman. This other writer jumps in and writes the issue. No, there are 4 completely different Superman series that are all running concurrently. And you had to be like, all right, well, now you got to read Superman. Now you got to read Adventures of Superman. Now you got to read Man of Steel Superman. And now you got to read this other You got to read
Lexington Steel Superman.
You're right. Like, yeah, you got to read. You got to read the Superman the Impaler. You got to read. You have to read all those in order to get the whole. And like it would for real. It would be like, hey, all right, well, this is number 1. Okay, so there you go over here. Here's number 2. And like you would literally, the DC used to have the nerve, the unmitigated gall to be like, you get to the end of Superman number 200 something or whatever, it'd be like, all right, the story continues in Man of Steel number 16. And it'd be like, Man of Steel 16. I was wait, what about Superman X? No. That story is gonna pick up after the Adventures of Superman number 298. And it's like, that takes place like the Triangle era was like it was a bad era for comic fans, like as far as like from a monetary perspective, but from a storytelling perspective, it was fucking lit.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it's but like I said, I rock with it.
The last thing I wanted to pick your brain about, and it's something that you guys briefly mentioned on Critics of Culture, and I thought it was such an interesting conversation. I wish I would have kind of tried to dive a little bit more in, but you guys mentioned the idea of, I think Leftface discussed, like he was so surprised that the comic book industry is still even a thing at this point with the way the culture around it is. And you guys kind of got into the whole aspect of like, you feel like you, or maybe like the generation after you was the last generation to really be like comic book fans for like to go out and buy them on a daily basis. And this is something I found kind of interesting because I think I had like a big fucking like push in like my content journey within the last year where I've been, nigga, I'm gonna show you this shit.
Yeah.
Since you told me about a pull box and what that shit was like last year, I have 2 fucking crates full of comics. That's one. And this one's like halfway there. 2 fucking crates full, and that's not accounting for the shit on my shelf. Where I'm just like, I'll go get shit out of my pull box, and I'm like, let me see what's on this back wall real quick. What's back here?
Right?
Ooh, that looks cool. I'll read that too. And I'm just buying fucking comics up. Now, when I go to Twitter or anywhere else and I'm posting, like letting people know, like, hey, if you want to see more stories about these characters or that character, go buy the comics. Like, you can go do this. And people are the big responses I usually get are, one, I just don't have time. I don't know what my local comic book shop is. I don't have time to go get them. One person lied and said, oh, they're expensive. And I'm like, bro, I know you're lying because that's why I spend so much fucking money, because individually they're cheap as shit. But when I buy 25 books at one time, now I'm spending $70 at the fucking comic book shop. What do you feel like are the biggest barriers in your opinion for maybe something that you've seen? Because I know you have some younger children as well that are like barriers for youth kind of staying in having that passion for comic books.
So one thing I've noticed is that, like, for a lot of readers, it's really difficult for them to find, like, younger readers, I mean.
Mhm.
I've come to find that it's difficult for them to find stories that resonate with them because, you're talking about characters that have been around since, like, the 40s, the 50s, the
Mhm.
60s, the 70s, 80s. So, like, for my kid, who, like, of the two children that I have, my stepson and my main, I guess like the my biological kid,
Mhm.
of the two of them, only one of them ever actually like had an interest in like Western comics. Like they both like manga, but
Mhm.
like my youngest, they are the only one between the two that even has like a passing interest in like, just Western comics. And like they started having like a huge interest. Like they really loved Spider-Man. They really loved Venom and like Wolverine, stuff like that. But like as they've gotten older, they kind of like and kind of the same way I was when I was kind of closer to their age. When I discovered like anime and manga, I was like, yeah, man, screw this other stuff over here. I'm more interested in this right now. But
Mhm.
like when you find stories that like talk to them, that like have like case in point, when I took my kid to the shop and I was like, hey, you want to look through some books? And it was like their first real instance of being in a comic shop. I was like, hey, I was like, because they were scared. They were like, oh, I don't know if I can touch the books. I was like, yeah, I was like, you can pick the books up and look at them. And so they picked them up and they started looking at them. And then when they didn't really, they were kind of overwhelmed because there was a lot of stuff. So I recognize that my kid has very particular interests. So
Mhm.
I started just pointing out, hey, you really like this type of thing, look at that. And then I've also kind of found with my kid the canary in the coal mine for them on whether or not they're going to be interested in a book. Does it have gay shit in it? And if it
Mm.
and if it does, they're in. Doesn't care who it is. Like I was like,
I thought I was about
the
to go a whole different way. I was like, damn,
oh no
his
no no
kid's a
no 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 no
homophobic. That's
no.
crazy.
Oh no. My no. My kid is well they're still pretty young. They've kind of firmly cemented themselves as being
Mm.
non-binary bisexual.
Right.
But like at the same time, when they saw the DC Pride uh 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 collection where it had
Mhm.
like all the previous DC Prides in it, they saw that rainbow going down the side of the book and they're like, ooh, and they picked it up and I was like, and they was like, ooh, what's this? And I was like, I said, oh, this is just a bunch of random stories about LGBTQI plus characters at DC. And they're
Mhm.
like, can I get this? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, but before that, I showed them Poison Ivy. And I was
Mm.
like, because I was like, hey, I was like, you want to check out Poison Ivy? And they were like, I was like, Poison Ivy's gay. And they were like, okay, cool. And they picked up all the issues that was up there for Poison Ivy. And they were like, do I have to put the Poison Ivy back because I got DC Pride? And I was like, what kind of father I look like? I said, I was like, you better put them shits up on the counter.
Hey, we balling the fuck out. Nigga, don't you know I got money now? The fuck?
I
Yeah,
was like,
100K, bitch. We getting 100.
yeah,
We
I
got
was like, man,
100K
look, we
subs
out.
now.
Get. I was like, let's go. Look, and the thing is, so for me, when they saw themselves like represented, and they're like, oh, because I was even pointing out when they were looking at DC Pride book, I was like, oh, hey, I was like, oh, so yeah, I was like, this character here, I was like, oh, that's Dreamer. I was like, Dreamer's a trans character. I was like, here's John Kent Superman. I said he's bisexual. I was like, oh, here's Poison Ivy and Harley. I was like, they're lesbian. I was going down the line, and they were just like, it was like, it was almost like it was like that shit in Doctor Strange where like where Doctor Strange like looking up, he's like, teach me. Like that's basically how my kid was looking at me, because like when I was just like
Mm.
breaking down who all these characters were, and they were like, oh, and I was like, oh yeah, and by the way, this is a green I said, here's Joe Mullen, who is I was like, she I said they recently kind of doubled down on her being lesbian recently, and let
Mm.
me see this. So yeah, it's just you just have to find the interest. I think you just and I think if parents take the chance to like actually figure out what their kids like, I think that they will have, at least if they're people who have kids that they want to get into comics, I think if you just take the time to try and fully understand what attracts your child to something. Doesn't matter if it's superficial or not, as long as it gets them to the dance. As long as it gets them to the dance. Like, it could be something as simple as they like people who wear red shorts. Oh, well, that's crazy. Oh, did you know Superman wears red shorts? Does, and then there you go, you're in. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah, but you need to focus on younger readers, figure out what they like, get it in front of them, and show them that there's more out there.
Part of me feels like, and I guess you can stop me if you feel like I'm wrong here. Well, you may feel like I'm right, but as somebody who I didn't get as many entire runs as a kid, because one, mom was not taking me to no comic shop for real. Two, I think most of my comic book access came from me going to the military base growing up, and they would do this thing to where if you had good grades in your report card, they give you a coupon book, and one of them in there was a free magazine. And because comics counted as magazines at that point in time, I get a free comic book every good report card I had. And what fucked me up though is that would be spaced out like 6 months apart or every semester. So I would go, and the next issue for the book I wanted wouldn't fucking be there. So like I remember growing up, and again when I was getting really big into Green Lantern, I was reading the Blackest Night run that they were doing. It will fuck me up because I would get like the Sinestro, I think the Sinestro, the novelization.
Sinestro Corps War.
It's started for the Sinestro Corps War. I got it over here somewhere, put up in a box. I would have that one, and then I would come back like 4 or 5 months later, and it'd be like Larfleeze. I'm like, who the fuck is this? We were just over here with Sinestro. Where are we at now? The run was starting to be so spaced out, and even that was tough. So now going into being an adult now, and I'm making it a point I want to collect. Okay, I want to read all of Blood Hunt when that drops, and I'm looking at all the fucking tie-ins for this Blood Hunt story, and how 80 to 90% of these tie-ins don't support this main story whatsoever. But you promote this thing as being Blood Hunt in its predatory practice. So I feel like I have to buy this to stay up to date on what's going on. And as an adult, that pisses me off. So I can only imagine being a kid and having a parent who doesn't know, and now I'm begging my mom for this book. I get the book, and it's not the story I was trying to read. I don't know why. Maybe again, you probably have more information. I don't know why that became such a thing to where I understand tying in a side story or another character into a big event to try to get people to get more eyes on that character. But for you to like just throw the motherfuckers in there like they're extra DLC and then not be transparent on what it is that's, I'm like, okay, this is where we're going to lose fans at, because fans feel like they're getting a lot of shit that they don't want to read. And you give them something. Like, I remember when I was looking at the promotion for Blood Hunt, nigga, I thought that was the promotion for the Marshall Ali Blade that was coming out. Motherfuckers, so that shit.
You weren't alone. You weren't alone. There were a lot of people. My mom thought that. My mom like hit me up and was like, "Is this I saw some on Facebook about some Blade movie. He's supposed to be fighting all the Marvel heroes. Is that real?" Because I remember she used to tell me like when she would get caught by them fake trailers sometimes. So like so when I told her what to look out for, she saw it. She was like, "Is that what that is?" I was like, "No." I said, "That's for a comic." And she was like, "Oh." She's like, "They make trailers for comics?" I was like, "Yeah, they do sometimes." But I'll tell you what, I'll give you two things here off top that'll blow your mind. One, if you're a person who wants to check out comics, you could sometimes some of them will let you buy them, but you can also just check them out if you have the space. Your local library. Your local library has tons of comics, probably. I remember talking to some people not too long ago. They were telling me that's how they caught up. I know Carter has told me that on the Blur Cave. He's told me as well that like he's read entire runs of comics just by virtue of going and picking up the trades from the library, reading them, and then just bringing them back eventually. But I will also say too, to kind of add an addendum to figuring out what shit you can get with. Another thing that actually helped get my my kid back into Western comics was My Hero Academia, because that's their favorite anime. And they used to hate it when I would do this, but like eventually it kind of got them back to the dance, because like I'd be like, "Oh, you see that character right there? Do you know who that character is supposed to be?" And they'd be like, "Who?" I'd be like, if let's say for let's say
the All Might,
just like if you take like All Might or something like that, I'd be like, "Oh, and they would figure it out easy. Like a lot of them, they would usually be able to guess. But I was like, "Yeah, All Might's supposed to kind of be like he's like Superman." He's like he's like Superman with kind of like the American, like the whole like American vibes, like the whole way he's like, he looks like a more American hero than most Japanese heroes. I was like, it's kind of a little bit of Captain America, but really just more Superman than anything else. Or I would be like, oh, if you look at a character like Deku. I was like, Deku is supposed to be Spider-Man. I said, look at how he moves and the way he does his little finger stuff. I was like, that's because Spider-Man is one of the creators' favorite superheroes. And they used to hate when I would do this because it would always make them feel like My Hero Academia wasn't original. But when I explained it, like, yeah, the guy who made My Hero Academia, he's a huge nerd for like Western comics. He loves the Avengers and Spider-Man and X-Men and Batman and Superman. So that kind of like was the gateway drug to get them back in. And when the closer we've gotten to the end of My Hero Academia, it's actually refueled their interest in American comics. Because, like, you know, Japan doesn't make a lot of superhero stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I said, if you want to see more stuff like this, you have to get it from over here. This is the source. Or whatever. And that's like that's like I said, once again, you just have to find the gateway. But yeah, I totally get where you're coming from though, like on the you're just like, where are we gonna be with this stuff? Because we're kind of at a point right now where the industry could literally go away tomorrow. No, I'm not even joking when I say that. I've talked to people about that. I've talked to people about the possibility that this time tomorrow, this time next week, whatever, we could literally see breaking news, comic industry gone. It could happen any moment. But to what you said about books not being tie-ins, like being proper tie-ins, I've talked to writers who have literally told me that, like, yeah, they put that shit on my book. I didn't ask for it. Like, I was talking to Joe Casey about his Weapon X-Men book, and his book had One World Under Doom slapped on it. And I remember when I asked him about it, I was like, oh, so how is this going to tie into One World Under Doom? And he was like, it doesn't. He was like, I didn't want that on there. He was like, I didn't want that on there, but they made me. He's like, they said I had, because basically, like, I was like, oh, well, there's this one thing that's going on with Hydra over in the main One World Under Doom book, and like, you're kind of doing something with Hydra over here. And he was like, nope, it's a coincidence. He was like, nope, whole coincidence. He said, I fought to get that shit off of there.
Jesus Christ. And it's mostly only issue I see with Marvel and DC. I mean, there are other tie-ins for other places too, but for the most part, when I'm reading, I've been reading a lot of fucking Image comics lately, a lot of the horror stuff, just because I'm a horror fan. Like, fashion. I'm a fashion school serial killer.
I'm a fashion school serial killer.
I'm in love with that fucking run right now. I love that fucking story.
Check out their other books because they're all a part of the same universe.
Really?
Yeah, the main character of I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer, that's not the first book she's been in. She was in another book called Vinyl before that. And it kind of leads into her going to where she's at now. You actually get to see her it's her and it's her hanging out with a bunch of other serial killers.
Shit, hey, you got me now. I got a couple things I gotta do tonight now. Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, damn, this is
look up the
sick.
materials. Look up the materials series, because it's plastic, vinyl, plush, and then there's I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer, and I think there's one more that I'm forgetting about.
Yeah, because I've seen the promo for, I think, plastics at the end of each issue, because I think we're in issue 4 or 5 now.
Like 4, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so like those, and then we've already talked about Absolute Comics a couple times now. Like, I'm in love with the fact, each week I can get excited. Like, I'm ready as fuck for Absolute Bane again whenever that shit drops again. Like, I know the next time something drops for this story, I know my story is continuing. Like, it's almost like I'm watching a Saturday morning cartoon. But there's tie-ins just like, again, I understand the concept, but I'd rather you just write that character or that story you want in, just write that into the story somehow, than you just throw, hey, Union Jack the Ripper is part of Blood Hunt. Who the fuck is this? Why do I care about this nigga? I don't care. I have 4 or 5 issues of this nigga in my box, and I don't want them. I bought them and I don't want them now. It's pure collector's items at this point.
Yeah, no, I totally. That's why, like a lot of the times when it comes to events, I always tell people stick to the core book. And I said, unless it's a book you were already reading, don't worry about it. Like if it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you were already reading. Like okay, let's say there's a new Batman crossover, but you were already reading Batman, and you were maybe already reading like I don't know, Detective Comics, and like let's say there's a Red Hood book, which technically there is coming up, but like let's say there was a Red Hood book, and the Red Hood book is a tie-in. If you weren't already reading Red Hood, don't go out of your way to read that shit. Because honestly, a lot of the times it's just a gateway drug to pick. That's what tie-ins really are. They're a gateway drug to catch people slipping who are already going to read that book to get them to go read the other ones. It's rarely ever like not anymore. It used to be kind of that way. Like we're like, yeah, this actually is tied in. But these days, no. It's and for a while, honestly, if you see a tie-in, it's just there.
And I'm like,
It's
are
not
they
meant
are
to
they
do
are they
anything.
actively making money? Because my only thought process on why they would keep doing this for so long is that it's actually making them profit. So I'm like, are they making enough money off of all these tie-ins to warrant them possibly alienating an entire hell their entire fan base?
Yeah, because people are suckers.
Mm.
People is and like it's one of the. It's kind of like because someone asked me the other day, why yeah, that what was it they said? Why does Marvel hate Spider-Man fans so much, and why do they keep doing all this stuff that Spider-Man fans don't want? And I said the answer to that is simple, because y'all keep buying the book. Y'all will go online and complain about the book, but y'all also gonna go in every Wednesday and buy the book. So I was like, y'all are the problem. I said, honestly, at this point, at this point, I don't blame Marvel. I blame y'all. Like I'm like, no, that's a like if you have been reading Spider-Man for like 20 years, and that entire 20 years you just been bitching and complaining that you hate this direction, and you're still buying the book, that's a you thing. That's why I always tell folks, I'm like, man, if you don't like it, cut the book off. Stop it. Don't read it no more. Don't stay for the kids. Don't try and keep the marriage going for the kids.
Fuck them kids.
Like, man, just cut them off. Cut them off. Be like, look, man, I'm gonna still be. Look, be like, hey, Spider-Man, I'm gonna still be in your life, but I got to leave.
Yeah, I'll call you next Tuesday though. We'll go get ice cream.
Yeah, man. I'll come. Yeah, I'll come see your game. Okay, and yeah, I'll take you to the arcade or something. I don't know, but I can't. I just can't be with your mama no more. That's honestly how I treat a lot of books. I did that with the X-Men. I was like, dude, I don't like these books, so I'm not gonna talk about these books that I don't like because I don't fucking like them. Why am I torturing myself? Look, hi, Chief, you ain't shit. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, you ain't shit.
Yeah,
but I feel you. Because I've done that before.
I feel so, because I go to the same comic shop and I'm like, damn, I don't want to piss these people off. They go to the same shop and I've already like asked them, like, when I get my book done, they're like, yeah, bring a copy. I'm like, we'll sell it in here for you. I was like, let me not fuck up. I give myself like a 3-page maximum. We're like, okay, I'll flip through 3 pages. All right, fuck it. We'll go. We'll take this and go.
Most of them know. Like the shops I do go to, most of them know who I am, so they know that like they know I'm gonna spend some money regardless. But they also know that I don't buy single issues very often. Like, I mean, unless it's like something I'm like into, but like because a lot of the times I get sent shit, or like I can get previews of stuff ahead of time. So a lot of times I don't really just outright need like that. So like I don't buy. I mean, I don't really buy DC books anymore just because they just give me previews to them. But for Marvel, like I'll go in and buy like some Marvel stuff. I'll go in and like, if it's not like there's certain like Image and IDW stuff that I'll go in and still get. But like they know like, oh yeah, he's like when Gods came out, when Gods was a thing, they knew I wasn't buying. Like if they watched me pick up the book in the shop, they knew I wasn't buying it. They knew I was just reading it in the shop. And they were like, yeah, it's fine.
Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna lie. That's comic shops is the one place where I'll feel like I'm that nigga for real. Because I think I went in to buy I was buying something the other day, and these 2 college students came in, and you could tell they were just buying like whatever cool art they saw to put them out there. He do let me know. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna put it on my wall for my college dorm or whatever else. It was some Superman issue that he didn't have the bread for it. I was like, because he bought a shirt and something else and he couldn't afford the book. And I was like, how much is that? It's like $3.99. Get my nigga his shit, man. got you. Go ahead. Come in. She's like, oh, thank you so much. Da, da, da. And I'm like, nah, bro, you got it, bro. It's all good. See, you know, hey, if I got the money, we got the money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, man, it ain't tricking if you got it. Yeah, come on now.
I mean, look, like I'm just saying, and like I said, I've done that before. Like sometimes I'll pay it forward. I'll tell people all the time, man, like, yeah, man, get my guy's books right here. But like, it just depends on like, when, and I gotta like you at least a little bit. You can't be one of them like smelly motherfucker, like smelly incel motherfuckers. I can't do that for you. I'm not out here trying to perpetuate nothing. But yeah, no, I think that that's the most important part of comics is building the community and keeping the community strong and tight knit and getting people to look out for each other, because you never know, that guy might go and pay it forward. He might go back like, man, old boy got my book the other day, hey, I'm gonna get you a book, and then pay that shit forward. Like you know what, do that shit like Starbucks. That's why I always tell people, do that shit like Starbucks, where like you pull up and they be like, hey man, so-and-so got so-and-so ahead of you got your order, so your shit for you today. And you're like, oh, okay, well, man, get that motherfucker behind me, man. Look, what are you getting? What do you got in his box, man? He got a
right.
Yeah, he got a Mr. Terrific year 1 in there. Yeah, man, go ahead and get that Mr. Terrific for him right quick.
Yeah, let me get that shit real quick.
Especially if it's a black book. If it's a black book, I'll be like,
oh, I have been on the hunt. I made it a point to, and this is last side tangent thing I'll do before we get ready to close up out of here. I made it a point to try to build up my collection of Black excellence in regards to famous Black characters or Black writers. Because a long time ago, one of my best friends, shout out to my guy Alec, I've known this nigga since like the 7th grade. He spent some bread at an auction and got me the first issue of Static, like the original first issue. This is probably like my favorite thing that I fucking own in my collection thus far.
Yeah.
I fucking love this thing so much. I don't know how much he spent for this. I doubt he spent a crazy amount because nigga, we were like fresh out of fucking high school, so I know we were both broke. But he spent bread and got it for me for my birthday. And I made it a point, just whenever I go to the comic shop, I'll look for different things I can get. I think I saw the other day 2 options. One was the Ultimate Fallout. I think the first appearance of Miles Morales. I was like, oh yeah, let me get that shit real quick. She was like $600. I was like,
ooh. I go hold you. I'd be like, man, Miles got to stay on the shelf. He got to stay on the shelf.
Oh, he stayed on the fucking shelf. That shit did not come on with me. And I think the only other thing in there that I saw that I really wanted to get, because this is part of my like trying to think forward mind. I'm like, Freebee's coming out in a couple weeks. Let me get her first appearance in the Invincible Iron Man stuff in part 2. Because it was like $20. I'm like, nigga, $20 for her first appearance? Give me this shit real quick. So it's stuff like that where I'm like, I think the main thing really keeping this shit alive, obviously, is like the movies and the animated series that are reigniting a lot of new fans' passion for this stuff. So as many gripes and issues I have with DC or the MCU, I'm like, at bare minimum, they're keeping this shit alive for a lot of different people that would not give this shit a chance at all, or people that have checked out or are loosely following it.
The turnover, I think, isn't as strong as I would like to see it, but I do believe there is turnover where we're like getting people to go like, oh, well, yeah, I checked out this movie. Maybe I will check out a Superman book. Maybe I like Riri Williams. I might go check out, see if she's got a book out, or maybe go, look at something. Yeah, and I think those things, like, I know when people realized who Zelma was, and people were like, ooh, where can I find her? Like, what is she in?
Oh, and nigga, I'm ready for Strange. I remember we were talking about Strange Academy when Blunt was going on. Nigga, I'm ready. Give me that shit now. I need Kid Dormammu with my fucking life again.
Yes. Look, hey, give me. Look. I'm ready to see Doyle do a little something. I'm saying, man. Look, I ain't mad. Look, give me Zoe Laveau. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. But again, before we get ready to get up out of here, I have one announcement. But is there anything you have coming up that you want to plug? Anything on the channel? Any videos that you want people to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, I mean, I do a little series that I'm still kind of like on the fence about. We'll see how it goes. But I have a little series I do called Best Comics This Week, where I take the five best comics I read all week and do a little brief overviews of them and talk about stuff going on in the industry. We'll see how long that lasts. I've been doing it for at least I think 3 or 4 months now, and it's fun to do. But it's but yeah, go show that some love, because if you want to learn more about comics that aren't just like the the same shit everybody's talking about.
Mm.
You'll be more likely to see those books on that show. And then just any other like videos, whatever. Tune in Thursdays, Nerds of Culture, every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and then Saturdays, Blurred Cave, every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And I drop videos throughout the week a lot of times. So I mean, just hit the bell. And turn on all notifications. Don't do some, do all, because YouTube is
they were fiddling with that
notorious.
shit.
Yeah, if you say you just want some is next to none. You may as well say no. Like honestly, if you click the bell and you let it stay on the default some, just go ahead and put it on none, because you ain't gonna get any anyway. It's everyone, everything, or bust.
This shit. I'm just like, bro, how does this shit work? They don't. I'm subscribed to my own channel from a different account, and I will click upload here and not get the alert on my fucking phone. I'm like, nigga, how?
Nah, same.
Oh, I'm right here. But yeah, man, I watched the footage on the, because I was probably gonna steal that idea. I'm not gonna lie, of like going over the weekly issues I've been reading, because I was starting to get a little fatigued from like covering each issue. Because initially I was like, oh, I grew up watching you and fucking Rob do the walkthroughs issue by issue. I don't know how Rob does that shit every week for like 20 minutes, like page by page. I was I can do it, but the return on investment is not it for me right now. I will come back to that if people ask for it. But if I can do like a quick rundown, on
video editors, that's why. Yeah, he's got video editors, that's why.
Hell, I got video editors. This stuff recording that noise the fuck out of me. I ain't gonna Even with my one editor, I'm like, nigga, me spending 30 minutes, and sometimes I feel like I'm just rambling. And what fucks me up even more if it's like over an issue that has like a lot of history and depth. I'm like, nigga, I did not read Mr. Terrific 1964. I'm not aware. I'd be like, well, if you remember this, I'm like, y'all can go to Rob for that. Yeah, I'm not the guy for that. I don't have that. That's not in my bag. I gotta do research. I don't want to have this shit in the back of my fucking mind like that.
See, I just have a really stupid memory. Like, I remember dumb stuff that's like not important. So if I read something once, I won't say I have perfect recall of it, but like I can talk about it like without having to do any like prep. But a lot of times, if you see me talking about something very detailed, it's because I did research. That's why my videos always come out after everyone else. Is because like I actually took the time.
Because I'm like, I gotta speak. I'm like, I gotta speak to this. I gotta get this. I think that's the one downside to being like up and comer is like I feel like I have to fucking get this stuff out as soon as it fucking comes out. I'm gonna get washed out by all the niggas that have the platforms already. Because if we're gonna go to there first, and maybe it'll trickle their way down. But it is what it is. But that being said, before we closed out, obviously there are the general sentiments of, again, for people that are here for the first time, that maybe came over from Ernie's channel, or people that just discovered the stream. Again, I am Captain Diesel. I cover a lot of nerd stuff from comics, cartoons, video games, all that good stuff, video essays, all that good stuff. And if you guys would like to, are interested in conversations like this or any other videos I have going on, please subscribe. Like Ernie said, hit everything, because if not, you guys won't see anything I fucking put out. And just, be on the lookout for stuff I have going on. And if you want particular things from me, you guys can let me know through the comment section, or also on the channel. I have my Discord link there as well, to where a lot of people can reach out to me and have a genuine conversation about what you want from me. Because again, I'm trying to curate the channel to the content that the people want from me, and while also having fun with it at the same time. So trying to find that fine balance. So closed mouths don't get fed around here. And before we get ready to let loose, I do want to take the time to at least announce formally for people that are here. So if you're here, you'll get the big scoop. Your boy I finally jumped off the porch, jumped in the deep end, and spent time in creating my own original comic book. I've spent an absorbent amount of money to get this stuff done. I made it a point to make sure that I had professionals working on my book so that my first attempt looked really well. I got shout out to Julia Gilazzo. I'm butchering her last name. Beautiful, intelligent, talented Italian lady. She's worked with some Image. She's done Image and Dark Horse stuff, and I think just recently got the opportunity to do some Marvel stuff as well. She's immensely talented, and I have a bunch of other great people working on stuff. But for people that are interested, here is just the cover, one of the cover arts that will have. I still haven't decided what's going to be the main cover, what's going to be the variant covers for my debut comic that is called Reaper. I could sit down and give you guys the whole rundown on what it's about, but I still gotta get that together. Oh my god, this shit is fucking crazy big on the screen right now. Let me shrink this
Okay.
shit down. Oh my god. You know what? We'll just do this. We'll do this here. We'll just shrink this shit down. OBS does not like me, y'all. My bad. I should have had this shit like prepped and ready to go. It just occurred to
Damn.
me like I should probably tell people about this shit. And now
I mean,
I'm
yeah, you
gonna
gotta
awkwardly
get the
sit
word
here and shrink this shit down. Jesus Christ.
There you
Why was
go.
it so
You
why
got
was it why was it so big?
you will it let you like do like a fit the screen transform?
I saw it and didn't do it.
But
Here it
for
is
next
in its
time.
glory. Yeah. This is one of the cover art for my stuff. So again, if you are interested in like the next month or so, I'll have it fully colored out and fully done. So yeah, y'all give it a look if you're interested. If not, suck me then. Cool.
Hey man, it be like that sometimes, man. It be like that.
Childhood dream coming true. This is on my bucket list of things. So yeah, it'll be debuting soon in a couple months, and then I'll be jumping to each convention, BlurredCon, DreamCon throughout the year. Hopefully with Blurred, and I'll be pushing it out like crack in the 80s to people that wanna give it a look see. And already side question, are you going to any cons this year? Are you going outside?
I hate going to cons. I'm not gonna hold you.
You gotta go to BlurredCon at least, bro. All the real niggas are going to BlurredCon.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. BlurredCon, I'm gonna tell you what, and I don't care who hears it. Man, when I talked to them last time about how they were saying like, oh yeah, we don't invite people out as guests, or or unless you're like we don't do that. And I was like, first off, I know you lying because I've talked to people who y'all have done that for. But then like the dude who I think was supposed to be like the coordinator on that shit, he was getting really like he was getting real aggro with me. So like online, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of make me not want to go. Like you actually, like I say, you don't just make me not want to go, you make me want to talk shit about your con, like spitefully. Like you want me to be on some like, oh yeah, man, fuck these motherfuckers. Shit. So yeah, that I'll probably never go. I'll probably never go. Unless someone from there like says, hey, we're gonna like bring you out. I'm not paying to go to BlurredCon. I'm sorry. I'm not.
I'll
I'm
talk
not
to Real for you. I'll see. I'll see if Real can like talk to somebody to work that out.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I don't think that I've seen too many like comic book creators like you or Rob like go to too many. I think Rob goes to like San Diego Comic Con.
He goes to New
or,
York
like,
and San Diego. Yeah, which I mean, I would do those, but that's like because I mean they're those. But like
Right.
BlurredCon, yeah, they got to do right by me for me to come out. I'm sorry, it just is what it is.
Terrell, if you in here, nigga, let's talk. We got to get Ernie out there. But yeah, y'all, this has been another episode of the Captain's Lounge. Again, for anybody that is new, the Captain's Lounge is more so like my live stream podcast type format where I bring on dope people and we have dope conversation, you know, at an elevated Negro level. If it's a white person, then we just hell, they'll I don't know. I'm just fucking rambling at this point. Again, this has been Captain Diesel, Blur Without Fear. I need everybody to remember forever and always. And of course, my fucking soundboard does not work at the exact moment I needed to work. I'm cooked. Hold on. Now we're gonna get this shit off today. You're not gonna hold me today. Remember, forever and always. Oh no, fuck me then. It's cooked. I'm cooked.
it's a no.
Whatever. Next time. All right, y'all. Peace out.